Hello everybody, Flamin' Shark back with another video, and today we are jumping in to episode 25 of Fate Stay Night, a milestone episode for sure. Episode 25. We probably will see an episode 50 one day. Likely, I would imagine, hopefully at that point we're in Heavensfield, but I imagine just based on how many episodes the Fate route took, that we probably will get to an episode 50. That'll be a big milestone one day. But episode 20... No. Episode 25 is certainly a big milestone, and we've done a lot of Fate. And we still probably have a lot more Fate to go. But we are back with some more Unlimited Blade Works. This is episode 7 of Unlimited Blade Works. Recording this only about a day or two, whatever it was, not long since the previous Fate session, which was, I think, like a day or whatever. It was insane. That was such a good episode. We got the whole Kazuki Caster versus Saber, Shiro, and Tosaka confrontation, which was crazy. Freaking Kazuki is an absolute savage. He's a fucking badass. It was amazing. And loved all of that. That was super cool. And yeah, we just got a lot of cool stuff with Kazuki, and I loved it. And it'll be really exciting to see what he does in this episode. Well, I mean, who knows? I say that, but he won't be going to school probably anymore, based on these events. Probably not, at least. It would be a baller move if he did, but I guess we'll find out what that ends up looking like. But yeah, we got all that stuff. There was Shinji and Gilgamesh stuff. That was crazy at the end of the episode. We got through 2 days, which is crazy, because we had a really short day at the beginning of the video, which allowed us, it was like, okay, we have a short day, which means let's go for another day. So that was cool. We actually made 2 days of progress, because the first day we covered was very quick and uneventful, and then obviously the second day was that we covered in the last episode was where all the chaos happened. I think I called the episode, like, Everything is Insane or something. It's funny, because when I'm recording this about 6 hours, just over 6 hours before you guys see that video. So I'm recording this, about 6 in the morning, but, like I said, about 6 hours before the previous Fate episode comes out. I was actually about to record the other Let's Play I'm currently doing, but that needed an update, so okay, I'll do this, and then, like I said, I'll maybe do that later if I'm still feeling up to getting more done. But, yeah, I'm recording Fate. I'm excited. Last episode was incredible. It might have been my favorite episode of Unlimited Blade Works. I feel like I'm burying the lead. There was so much stuff in that episode that, like, it's crazy. Like, I don't even know where to, like, begin with all the nonsense that happened in that episode, to be perfectly honest. But it was incredible. I highly recommend you check it out. I mean, I would imagine if you're watching this, you're probably watching the whole series. But, yeah. Dude, Unlimited Blade Works has been phenomenal. Yeah, but we had the whole fight with, the whole situation with the bro, and it was amazing. So, anyways, let us jump in. Yeah, I think this episode was called, like, Stray Lovers or something. This day, I mean. I keep saying episode. This day. Strike Lovers, that's what it is. You'd think I'd be naming all the titles after the days, because most of the episodes I've done a single day. But hey, if I can't think of a title, or if there's no title I like, I always can use the day titles, because that works out well. Anyways, I slowly opened my eyes. The night that I thought would last forever ended before I realized it. Man, trust me, bro, I feel ya. I get ya. I must have not been able to bear it anymore, or it stopped hurting before I knew it. Yeah, it was a intense situation all around. Either way, I don't feel any further pain, nor do I feel sleepy or sluggish. I was able to sleep for about 3 hours, and my mind is pretty clear. Yeah, it's always the first thing his mind goes to. My bed is wet from sweating. Yeah, because he had his, like... Bro was, like... there was something wrong with him, and Saber spoke of, like, an irregularity or whatever, and bro was suffering, but he obviously did eventually pass out. I force myself up, and as soon as I try to stand, my left foot slips. I tried touching my left foot. There's nothing wrong. There's no pain or bleeding, but there's also no sensation at all. Bro's numb. It's not just my left leg either. I don't feel anything in my left arm. I try pitching the left side of my chest to feel nothing there as well. That's not good. Is my body still not healed completely? The whole left side is numb, and I'm feeling a strange disconnect, like it's someone else's body. Ugh. I have had similar experiences before. Have you?
銅像で寝違える時だ。
Hmm.
腕を下敷きにしちまって、起きたら血が通ってなかったんだっけ。
Well, that's like traditional numbness, though. The way we're talking about this, it feels like it might be a little more serious than that. Yeah, of course. This is similar to the numbing that one gets when the blood circulation in their limbs temporarily gets cut off. Well, I can move it, so I guess it'll go back to normal eventually. I'd keep an eye on that, though, bro. Though my limbs react frustratingly slowly, like I'm moving them by pulling a lever, it hopefully won't affect my daily activity if I'm careful. I guess we'll see. I refrained from using a knife this morning and make a simple meal with some bread. My dominant hand, the right hand, is saved, so I can use a frying pan. I cook bacon and eggs, prepare instant clam chowder for the three of us, and somehow manage to set up the table. I don't know about instant... I have never heard of instant clam chowder. I don't know how I feel about that. As someone who really likes clam chowder, I don't know about instant clam chowder, but bacon and eggs is always a staple. You can't go wrong with that. I mean, it's definitely Western... it's more Western style than Japanese style, but the instant clam chowder... I don't know if any of you have ever heard of that, but yeah, I don't know I don't know what to say about that, to be perfectly honest.
いただきます。
I'm actually gonna one sec, guys. I want to just double check my audio. Yeah, I had a feeling it sounded too low this whole time. Ah, there we go. Nice and loud. Yeah, it just seemed too... so I had to... Yeah, it was at 70, not 100, so that explains that. But yeah, itadakimasu.
いただきます。
Itadakimasu. We both bite into the golden bread. Saber nods in approval at the toast and salad. You didn't even... I guess you mentioned bread, but you didn't mention salad. Jesus Christ, like, again... Bro always making so much for breakfast. Bacon, eggs, soup, salad, toast. I don't know how people eat big breakfasts early in the morning. I'm not someone that really eats much at all in the morning, and if I do, it's because... If I'm eating in the morning, it's because I've been up all night, which I say as I'm recording this episode at 6 a.m. Yeah, it's interesting to see seeing Saber holding a rice bowl and chopsticks, but Western food seems more appropriate. Saber is quiet. Though she isn't unfriendly, she does consider silence as a virtue. She's like this especially during meals. It's more comfortable for me when it's quiet during meals, so a breakfast like this is ideal. Yeah, I get that.
あれ
I finally realized then why it's so quiet this morning. That would be because... Yeah, there's no, Taiga-sensei. There she is.
おはよう。ってあれ？何？今朝はフランス？
I wouldn't call this particularly French, but sure. Fujine wasn't staying over.
そうだよ。今朝はフランスはカフェマルリー風にしてみました。してみましたんで、黙って食え。
I'm sure that's a reference I would get if I was Japanese, but I have no idea what Cafe Marley is referring to, or maybe it's a reference to like some movie, maybe something like Hollywood or like I feel like that's a reference to some show or movie, either a Japanese reference or maybe it's a Western reference that I still just don't get. But I wouldn't necessarily say any of this is particularly French. Like literally, not a single thing on here screams France to me. I hand Fujine her mug.
その割にはそこはかとなくインスタントの匂いがするよ、シロ。
That's the clam chowder.
気のせいだ。起きたばっかりだから鼻が利かないんだろ。
Well, the clam chowder is instant, apparently.
そっか。言われてみればそうかも。あ、セーバーちゃんもおはよう。昨日は帰れなくてごめんね。
Fujini gulps down hot clam chowder like a sports drink. Jesus. She must have some kind of special coating along her esophagus.
おはよう、タイガ。昨夜は姿が見えませんでしたが、 何かあったのですか?
Yeah, to be fair, we were kind of busy last night. We did eventually come back, but... And I guess you weren't here when we left either.
うん、ちょっとお仕事じゃないか。
Yeah,
単にお
more
見
of
舞いに
that.
回ってるだけなんだけどね。それも昨日で終わったから、今日からはまたのんびりできるなり。
Fair enough. That's good to hear. She puts margarine on her toast. Though it doesn't really matter, Fujini doesn't use butter for some reason. Interesting. Like he said, though it doesn't really matter, it's still that's just an interesting detail to just be in the story. It's nice that we're actually getting a little bit of a food segment. I've almost missed them because they were, like I said, they were so prevalent in the Fate route, and I feel like we've de-emphasized the food that, you know, I was starting to make jokes about how this is such a like Nazu specialty is the damn food descriptions, but we've really toned that down so far in UBW. I'd try asking why, but I feel like I'd get some sort of stupid response. I'll table that for another day.
なあ、藤根。入院したやつで重症なのは何人ぐらいいるんだ?
重症な子はいないよ。今は病院で様子を見てるだけで、週が明ければみんな元気に登校できるって。
Well, that's good to hear.
だから大丈夫よ、シロ。今回の事故は気にしないで、気楽に行っていいんだから。
Well, he's gonna be worrying, but it's, his worries are a little more complicated than that. Fujimura. Fujine bites into toast with gusto. I feel reassured just by watching her. She really looks unconcerned, but, you know, it shows her character, right? Because she is, you know... I'm sure it is, to some extent, her job, but I'm sure she's going above and beyond to make sure everyone's okay. Just the type of person she is.
そっか。それはよかった。
そうそう。世はすべてこともなし。私も今日の夕ご飯を楽しみにしてるのだ。
I'll be looking forward to it as well. Hopefully things don't go too crazy. It's also crazy that, like, it is funny because as far as we know, all 7 masters and I guess 7 servants are in play because we did take out a servant, but the 8th servant, of course, is in play and is, in fact, working for the master who lost the first servant. So it's kind of interesting how that's playing out. I'm so curious to see what the whole Gilgamesh Shinji thing goes. That peaceful smile. Yeah, at times like this, I'm reminded that Fujine is still Fujine. Fujini. I don't know, I always say ne.
それじゃあ行ってくる。
I go back and forth
今まで
between
通
that.
り留守番よろしくな、セイバー。
I always mix up oni and one. It might actually be I don't know.
はい、それはいいのですが、シロ、台所に食事の作り置きがないようでしたが、今日は昼食抜きなのですか?
This girl loves food. And to be fair, you know, for all that I don't tend to eat breakfast, I do eat my lunch. Or I'll have, like, again, like I said, when my sleep is all kinds of messed up, like it's been lately, there does tend to be a correlation. When I am recording a lot and have more time to record, a lot of that recording is taking place in the middle of the night, and my sleep is all fucked up.
いや、今日は土曜だから早く帰ってこれるんだ。少し遅くなるけど、昼飯時には戻ってくるから、昼ご飯は俺が作るよ。そうですか。シロ、そういうことはきちんと言ってもらわねば困ります。どうも今朝のシロは気が緩んでいるようです。反応も鈍いですし、何か気がかりなことでもあるのですか?
Yeah, bro would be totally useless in a fight right now, that's for sure.
いや、別にないぞ。昨日の今日で体がまだ重いけど、こんなのすぐに戻る。
Yeah, we'll see. I might be the wear on him actually doing materializing the swords. Sensation hasn't returned to the left side of my body yet, but there should be no problem as I can still move it. Either that or Caster got him with something. I don't need to make Saber worry over something like this.
まあ確かに悪かった。食事はセイバーの唯一の趣味だもんな。謝罪の意味も込めて昼飯は5銭にするからそれで帳消しにしてくれ。
I wave goodbye and go to the door. That's crazy. Meals are your only hobby.
何か今の言いようは納得いきません。私はただ
食事を抜いては有事の際に力が出せないと。
Oh, we know. You love Shiro's cooking.
いいからいいから。それじゃあ留守番よろしくな、セイバ
ー。Nice. I leave Saber's complaints behind me.
なんだ、思ったより疲れるな。
I touched my numb left foot. It was fine back home, but now that I'm walking, this is starting to make me feel ill. Even if it doesn't affect my movements, it seems to affect me mentally to walk dragging a body with no senses.
いや、これぐらい我慢しないと。この程度、二人に比べたらどうってことないんだから。
Sure. Even though she healed, Saber got her throat crushed and was smashed against a wall. Yeah, but it's hard to compare yourself to a servant like her that's, you know... But at the same time, I get where he's coming from. It's like, to some extent, you feel like you gotta just man up and deal with it. So, I get both sides of it for sure. Tosaka was coughing from receiving that blow from Kuzuki. Compared to those two, it's nothing, since I didn't actually get wounded. I force my leg to move and start down the hill. I feel slightly nauseous. With uncertain steps, I make it down the usual path to school, weaving around like a ghost. Alright. And so, school's over before I knew it. It might be because my body still doesn't feel right, but my sense of time is all over the place. I don't remember any of the material from class, and I'm not too sure of what I did either. It might be. The left side of my body doesn't change. Makes me depressed feeling so numb for this long. Yeah, that's definitely not good, bro. You definitely... I don't know how you should approach this, like going to a hospital maybe, or, again, it depends, right? Because, like, if it has something to do with, like, magic, it'd probably be better maybe have Tosaka look at it. My nausea isn't going away, and of course, Kazuki wasn't at school, of course. I grab my bag and stand for my seat. Amidst all this, I feel like I'm forgetting something, though I figure I'll remember once I get home. I don't know if you had any plans to meet up with Tosaka. Once I finish walking up the hill with my numb left foot, I remember what I forgot. Okay, just checking in with Tosaka. Okay, fair enough. So preoccupied was I that I completely slipped my mind, my spacey, hazy mind. Well, I'm sure nothing important happened since she didn't immediately come find me. Considering my condition, I could just contact her once I get better. Yeah, we'll see, I guess.
Tadaima!
I call out in a loud voice so Saber can hear from her room and go straight to the kitchen. Put the ingredients in. I don't know where her hostility went as she starts to ponder seriously.
No,
it's for projection. Yeah, exactly.
半人前のする強化なんて当てにならないけど、投影だけは別よ。一時的にせよ、アーチャーの剣を投影したんだから、再現できれば即戦力じゃない。
遠さか。そりゃいちいちもっともなんだが、昨日のは偶然だ。もう一度やれって言われても多分できない。
それが半人前だっていうの。できた以上は偶然だろうが必然だろうがものにしなさい。
She's not wrong.
だいたいあんたのは偶然なんかじゃない。私みたいに外界に働きかける魔術師は再現できない魔術なんて山ほどある。けどあんたは材料を全部内界から出してきてるんだから、あんたが生きてる限り再現できない魔術なんてないのよ。
Sure.
内界から出している?
But isn't that obvious? Magical energy is created from the magic circuit within you, so it's all coming from within you.
はあ、独学でやってきたからしょうがないんだろうけど、かなり重症よね。投影はともかく、他のことは一から教えてあげないとダメか。
So it looks like we are going to get some degree of lessons from Marin in this route as well. Tosaka sighs dramatically. This is interesting too, because again, this was like presumably an optional choice. Because we wouldn't have got this scene in theory if we did the Saber or Fujimura sauce. I know I'm an amateur, but it gets my gall that Tosaka says so.
余計なお世話だ。今まで
Yeah, I don't know about that.
これからもなんとかなる。それより話し合いはどうするんだよ。もうこんな時間なんだ。いつまでも道草してらんないぞ。
時間って今何時なの？
9時になったところ。女の子が夜出歩く時間じゃない。
なんだ、まだ全然早いじゃない。
What?
まあ、エミヤくんがそう言うなら手っ取り早く片付けましょうか。
I love how she considers that still early. Tosaka nods and heads back towards the house.
まだ早いってどうしてさ。
It's all relative. It's pretty dangerous for a girl to be out this late. 9 is like midnight, not to her. Yet for her to say it's still early, is Tosaka not aware that she's a girl? Jesus Christ, bro.
いや、怖いことを考えるのはやめよう。
I shake my head and erase the ominous thought from my head. I don't even know what you're on about. Tosaka calls back. In response, I run to the porch. Yeah, that'll probably end the bonus scene there. We get away from Fujine in the living room and resume our meeting from earlier on the porch. We've been debating since noon, so I throw all my weight into it, expecting that we won't be able to reach a conclusion that easily, but...
竜道寺に挑むのは現段階では無理よ。こっちで罠を仕掛けてキャスターをおびき出すしかないでしょう。
Yeah, I mean that seems like the play. Tosaka starts with the solution.
いや、それはその通りなんだが。
問題は罠をどうするかだけど。
Yeah. What do you think will actually bait out Castor?
まあ、兄さん心当たりがあるからエミヤくんは待機していて。最悪、あなたとセイバーには餌になってもらうから。
She says something dangerous like that, and it opens the exterior sliding door. The cold air comes in, but this porch must be special as it's only slightly chilly. The same as that night 5 years ago. This porch is the only place warm enough to be able to watch the moon even during the winter. Yep, are we gonna get the moon shot
いい
again?
結界ね。私の家とは違って人間の情を感じる。
She sits down on the porch and stares into the yard.
ちょっと付き合わない？なんでもない話があるんだけど。
Huh. Okay. Sure. I silently sit down next to her. Tosaka said she had something to talk about, yet she doesn't say anything. I think she just wants to spend some time. Just, yeah, quietly. There's nothing to do, so I just stare blankly at the yard. I can't see the moon. My breath is white. It was cold enough to snow a little. When I looked at Tosaka, she's peering out over the yard, her breath white as well. Our shoulders will touch if I move a little. I'm oddly no longer flustered by the closeness. Maybe I've gotten used to it, or the magic of this winter night has been cast. See, this is the interesting thing too, right? Because, like, obviously, the Fate route was kind of like a Saber Shiro, you know, thing going on in it. So it's interesting, this route, again, in theory, we might get a Rin Shiro thing. Maybe. The girl I admire so much is so close, yet I'm strangely calm.
ね、話ってなんだよ、遠坂。
I felt like she wanted to ask me something, so I asked her.
ちょっとね。このうちって特殊だから。人の振り見て我が振り直せじゃないけど、エミヤくんはそのままでもいいのかなってふと思った。
It's not the way of a mage, but it doesn't mean it can't be.
そのままでいいって、半人前でいいってことかよ。
Maybe that's not the worst thing in the world.
そうじゃないんだけど、そうなのかもね。エミヤ切り継ぐって人がどんな魔術師だったか知らないけど、この屋敷はすごく自然なのよ。魔術師の工房のくせに開けてる。四方の門は開け放たれていて、入るのも帰るのもご自由にって感じ。
Sure.
きっと守るべきものがないから、何者にも縛られないのよ。あなたのお父さんが魔術師じゃなくて、 魔術使いになれって言ったのはそういうことなんだと思う。
Sure.
何にもない代わりにどこへだって行けるんだから。
You're not restricted by that world. The world of the Magic Association and everything. You can be someone who uses Magecraft without being part of that world. And all the good and bad that comes with that.
なんだ、遠坂はそうじゃないのか。
No, she is deeply entrenched in that world. Her last name comes with a lot more baggage than yours. The name Tosaka
ええ、
firmly implanted her
私の
in
家は
that
違う。
world.
近所じゃ幽霊屋敷って言われてるけど、事実その通りなのよね。来るものは拒む。そのくせ入ってきたものは逃がさない。時々ね、なんか違うなって思うんだけど、これが変えられないのよ。
That's really interesting.
呪われてるとかそういうんじゃなくて、私自身そういうあり方が気に入っちゃってるわけ。
Mm.
こういう性格をしてるから後継者に選ばれたんでしょうけど、気がついた時には割とショックだった。
Interesting.
それはつまりここだと気がついた時か。
Oh no.
思うんだけど、エミヤくんって歯に衣着せないたちよね。
No. I feel like that's something that he probably got from Dad.
そうか。遠坂を
Wow.
狙って回りくどく言ったつもりなんだが。
Wow, bro is jabbing at her.
まったく、そういうところが直球だって言ってるの。
She sighs and her head droops down. The white residue of her breath slowly melts in the cold night. I steal a glance at her side profile and remember the red school. Tosaka didn't say anything seeing the students that collapsed from Ryder's doing. She put a brave face on like always while her knees shook and she bit her lip. That's when I realized the more she acts like a perfect mage, the more it's like she's killing her true self. Yeah, I get it. That's kind of the thing that Archer's talked about, is that sometimes she should be acting more like that perfect mage.
遠坂はきつかったのか。
I get uneasy and ask.
魔術の修行が？おあいにくさま。苦しいなんて思ったことはなかったわ。大抵のことはすんなりこなせたし、できなくて挫折したことなんてなかったしね。
A prodigy through and through.
それに、新しいことを覚えるのは楽しかった。さっきも言ったでしょ？私、生まれつきそういう性格なんだって。だから、エミヤくんの心配は杞憂ってやつよ。
I get it. She tells it as she sees it. There is no bluster or lies that I can make out. Instead, I just see a wonderful smile.
そっか。なら学校はどうなんだ？魔術師としてやっていくんなら学校に行っても無意味なんじゃないか？
無意味とまではいかないけど寄り道でしょうね。けど無駄じゃないわよ。学生って楽しいもの。
Sure.
私ね、基本的に快楽主義者なの。父さんの後を継ぐのは義務だけど、それだって自分が楽しくなければやらないわ。
That's a really interesting... Huh. That's a really interesting way to put it, right? Like, I mean, it's funny because, like, even though she doesn't really show much of it, it's funny that I kind of ironically, I get that vibe from Saber, right? Because she seems to just really, like, it seems like one of her, the few times joys she gets is she clearly takes great pleasure in eating, right? And just enjoys, like, good food. And I'm the same way. That's one of my favorite things in life, is just a nice, good food. Whether it's, trashy fast food or, like, a fancy dinner or whatever, right? Like, I just enjoy, like, eating stuff that tastes good. And I know that's, like, such a basic thing that almost all of us do, but I think I take more appreciation in that than the average person. And I think in the same way, like, I think, it's really easy for, me to appreciate so many of the simple things in life, and I think I put a lot of emphasis and focus on that in my life. Whether it's, like I said, just eating some good food, or a situation like this where it's, doing the videos, right? Watching anime and cartoons and playing visual novels and sharing those experiences with all of you guys. Like, it's interesting to hear that something like that though coming from Rin, who I see, like, because like Rin's the weird person who is almost like, she's not necessarily, despite being so perfect and having this like perfect persona, she is oddly not very, she's not as ambitious. She's not as nearly as ambitious as you'd expect her to be. So she kind of has this interesting way of being, and the way she's describing it is simply being, I do what I find fun, what I find pleasure in, is really interesting. But I guess, thinking about it, it does make a lot of sense. It's just, I never really thought about her in that way, but I definitely understand where she's coming from.
マスターになったのだって、自分の力を試したいからだし、エミヤ君と協力してるのだって、あなたが面白いからだし。
Interesting. Putting her opinion that I'm funny to the side, that takes weight off my shoulders. Family of mages. I thought that Tosaka was burdened with a dark and heavy shadow because she's bound to a long history and bloodline. But she's kind of saying, like, if I didn't want to do it, I wouldn't do it. Like, I don't necessarily feel obligated to my legacy, but I enjoy it. I appreciate it, so I do it anyways. But I guess I don't really have a clue about that sort of thing. The Tosaka family is not a burden or anything to her, and she's been doing what she wants freely. Yeah, she doesn't feel shackled to the destiny of her name.
そうか。Tosakaが楽しそうでよかった。
ありがとう。で、もちろんそういうエミヤ君も楽しかったんでしょ？そうでもなければ魔術の修行なんて続かないものね。
I suppose that would be the natural conclusion. However, I find myself unable to nod in agreement. Yeah, for him it is like weirdly, despite everything he says about, being almost directionless at times, he is Shiro, on the other hand, is like a strangely ambitious person, just not in the traditional ways you might expect someone to be ambitious.
ちょっと、どうして黙るのよ。エミヤ君のお父さんは強制しなかったんでしょ？それでも続けたってことは魔術が楽しかったからじゃないの？
No, it was more a singular desire that he had. Yeah, I don't think, but he always feels embarrassed explaining it. I have never once felt that it was fun. Magecraft has always been a dangerous trial to me. I know that I don't have the aptitude. Even so, in my desperation to be like Kiritsugu, I've clung on to it. For my first year, other than when I slept or ate, I spent all my time on training. Facing death every night, I honed my sensitivity. And I repeated that for 8 years. I didn't think it was tough, but I didn't think it was fun.
待った。ちゃんと答えて、エミヤ君。
Yeah, why do you do this?
私、とんでもない勘違いをしてたかもしれないから。
Yeah. Tosaka glares at me seriously. Yeah, she understands that this is more serious than she thought it was. I'm stuck. If she makes a face like that, I can't not answer.
そうだな。魔術の修行を楽しいと思ったことはなかった。魔術の修行も魔術そのものも楽しいと思ったことはない。けど俺は周りが幸せならそれで嬉しかったんだ。だから魔術を習っておけばいつか誰かのためになれるかなって。
I feel like that's kind of a half-truth. Like, what he's saying is true, but he's not... I feel like he's not necessarily giving her the full story, at least not yet.
俺は、
There we go.
キリツグのような正義の味方になりたかった。そのために魔術を習ってきた。とまあ、俺の理由なんてそんなもんだけど。
And despite how silly and almost childish that ideal is, you've never fully given up on it, because you've never fully given up on your magecraft.
じゃあ何？あんた、自分のために魔術を習ったんじゃないの？
And now we're getting into the whole idea that Shiro doesn't live for his own sake. This was a big theme in the Fate route.
いや、自分のためじゃないのか、これって。
But it goes back to
誰かのた
that,
めになれれ
right?
ば俺だって嬉しいんだから。
His like very self-sacrificial mindset.
あのね、それは嬉しいんであって楽しくはないの。
Yeah, and Erin's like, that's fucking stupid.
いい？私が言ってるの
Yep.
は、エミヤ君自身が楽しめることよ。周りはどうこうじゃなくて、自分から楽しいって思えることはないのかって聞いてるの。
Because while it is great and beautiful to live for others, you have to prioritize yourself. You do have to live for yourself, and you have to enjoy living. It's important. You can't exist solely for others. It's like the classic thing, you have to love yourself before you can love others. Truly. Tosaka's practically roaring. Yeah, no, I get 100% where Rin's coming from here. And we've talked about this type of stuff in the Fate route, so I don't want to reiterate too much of things I've said in the past, but yeah, I mean, this is a great scene. Even if she says that, I can't answer. I can't think of anything that's fun for me, and most of all... Yep, there's the fire. I don't have the right to have such a desire, and that's just not true. But convincing Emiya of that is a Herculean task, just like he referred to, how stubborn Rin is. He's similarly stubborn when it comes to specific things like this.
頭きた。要するにあんた、人のことばっかりで自分に焦点が合ってないのよ。
So what's so good about this too, and I do want to bring this up, is it's similar to how she was getting mad about Archer's dreams. She's going to see there's a correlation between how Archer was in his life and how Shiro is here, right? Like it's a very similar thing. Now, despite how ridiculous Archer, she saw Archer's life, Archer, in a weird way, was, didn't have regrets. And in a similar way, Shiro doesn't seem to have regrets. But that doesn't change the fact that, like, this seems, like, ridiculous, right? And that's something that I love about Rin, right? Like, she cares about herself. She's not afraid to admit that fact. And she very much clearly cares deeply about others, but she doesn't try to be selfless either. I think she understands the fact that you have to live for yourself. You could still be a good person, but you do have to live for yourself, and I think that's something that Rin does really well. And it's on brand 100% for her to get upset about this, and I'm right there with her, and this is one of many reasons why she's probably still, so far, my favorite character in this series. Tosaka suddenly stands and points at me. Damn. Okay, Ace Attorney character, I like it. I don't think I've ever seen her point like that. I think that's a new sprite. Her finger, no, her nail is digging into the tip of my nose. Ow.
うるさい、口答えするな。ああ、もう似てるって思ってたけど、まさかここまで一緒とは思わなかった。
Yep, she's bringing up the Archer and Shiro thing, and that's gonna piss him off if she explains it. She rejects my objection and closes in on me even more.
待て、落ち着け、遠坂。お前、なんでそんなに怒ってるんだ。
Yep.
それがわからないやつだから頭に来てるの。もう、どうして誰も一言言ってやらないのよ。
Her fist shakes. Okay, Arthur. All I can do is stay quiet. I can only do as Tosaka says until her anger subsides. Then, after she vents all her anger...
いいわ、決めた。
Oh?
明日、あんたに参ったって言わせてやるから。
What in the world does that mean? She says as if smacking me with a glove. I challenge you to a duel!
そうだな。まさか、いつかの続きをする気か?
Yeah, we did have a fight and it wasn't going well. It existed. It goes without saying that I'm referring to our bout at school. Yeah, I know. I was cornered and about to surrender, but we weren't able to settle the score since Ryder interrupted.
そうよ。 いいから首を洗って待ってなさい。とっておきにスペシャルなのを味合わせてやるんだから。
Based? Tosaka psychs herself up before walking off towards the living room. I don't know what's going to happen. Am I supposed to be ready for anything? Yeah, I think you are supposed to be ready for anything. Anyway, I have to take Tosaka home. It's almost 10 p.m. I don't think she's going home. I don't know what Fujine will say if I keep a girl out this late. What did you just say, Shiro? No, seriously, what?
だから、遠坂を送っていくって言ったんだよ。だってのに、あいつどこうろちょろしてるんだ。いい加減帰らないとまずいだろう。
Fujine is looking at me stunned. That's strange. I thought Fujine would approve right away, but she doesn't particularly seem to be in a rush.
遠坂さんなら今頃別棟じゃないかな。
Oh, girl's back in the shed again?
お客さんだし、泊まるならちゃんとした客間にしないとダメでしょ。
Uh-oh, SpaghettiOs. I love how casually Fujiwara is like, yeah, she's staying.
よし、別棟か。って、ふざけるな、藤根。今何かおかしなこと言わなかったか。
まあ、おかしなこと言ってるのはシローでしょう。今日はもう遅いから遠坂さんを止めるんでしょ。遠坂さん、さっきそう言いに来たけど。
Wow, dude, Rin already cooked.
止まるって遠坂が？
そうよ。あ、けどおかしなことしたらダメ。
Oh, wow. I'm not surprised that she said that, but still.
私も和室で寝てるし、客間から悲鳴なんて上がったら一発であの領域なんだから。
If I hear a scream from the guest room, your ass is grass and I'm the lawnmower. I've heard the your ass is grass thing before, but I've never heard and I'm the lawnmower is crazy. That's so good. Fujine munches on rice crackers. Again, she was doing that the other episode. I don't know if it was... Yeah, I think it might have been the last one. It was a very... Yeah, I think it was the last one, because it was... I just recorded that. She acts normal, as if she thinks nothing of the emergency she's describing. Wow. It looks like Fujine has already surrendered to Tosaka. I mean, as one does.
ああ、ちょうどよかった。私、右の客間を借りるから。
Oh, okay, yeah. The outbuilding meant just like another guest room. Like I said, it's a big-ass house anyways, so... Then, I run into an alien while on my way to the outbuilding with the guest rooms. Her appearance makes my head spin. Yeah, it's just her regular non-school outfit. Tosaka's in her own clothes, not her uniform. And she's in the hallway of my house saying something crazy.
ああ、これ？泊まることにしたから、アーチャーに行って宿泊道具一式を持ってこさせたの。そんなわけだから寝巻きはいらないわよ。ちょっと大丈夫？疲れてるなら早めに寝なさいよね。明日の朝、寝坊なんてして承知しないんだから。
I won't forgive you if you sleep in tomorrow morning because I hate the morning, but I need my Shiro food. I need you to make me some good food, some good noms. She waves and disappears into the hallway that leads to the outbuilding. I dumbfoundedly see her off, then glance at the mirror in the hallway. My face is as red as an apple. Damn it! What is she thinking, sleeping in the same house? Even if we are still technically pretty far apart. Oh my god, bro. It's really not that big of a deal. I'll pour cold water over myself and cool my burning face. I feel like I have to do so or else Tosaka's image will be stuck in my head and I won't be able to focus on my training. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. Oh, okay. I thought we were getting a scene like the scene we got in, you know what scene I'm talking about, in the Fate route. With Saber. The lights go out. Right before midnight, I look up at the frozen moon as I get lost in my training. Okay, we're doing some training before bed. That's something we actually haven't done in a long time. I fill my spine with a new nerve. I make a magic circuit within my body, create magical energy like I'm breathing, and comprehend the structure of the Bokuto in my hand.
解明。
I run magical energy through the sword and strengthen it. I analyze the structure, alter it, and reinforce it.
構成材質補強。
Very cool. The usual process is going too smoothly. I don't know if it's because I became a master, but strengthening got a lot easier. I used to only have a success rate in the single digits. I'm also able to make a magic circuit in a flash. No, it's not because I became a master. I'm just copying his swords. I'm just imitating the Red Knight that I saw at Ryoto Temple. Copying his twin swords, his sword technique, and now even his breathing.
偽物だ。こんなの俺のものじゃない。
Can't think like that, though, to make it as good as possible. I can't help but feel self-hatred, but yeah, because you have issues with Archer. My skills improve just by copying him. Even though I know this isn't my power, I have to rely on it. It was because of his sword technique that I was able to fight those bone puppets at school. And it was because of the projection of his twin swords that I was able to fend off Kazuki's ferocious attacks. Even now, I'm certain that I can reproduce those swords again if I repeat the process and put in everything I
強
have.
化と似て非なるもの。始まりと終わりを入れて、ちょうど8節に分ければいいんだよな。
Interesting. I have to swap out resonating with projecting. The words are still the same. There's no need to change the chant if what it does to me stays the same. First of all, I only know and can use one spell to restructure myself. I set down the sword that I finished strengthening. The left half of my body is still numb. I had hoped this would be okay after a day, but it doesn't look like I'm that lucky. This is the trade-off for magecraft beyond my level for imitating Archer's blades. I may just destroy myself if I use projection one more time. I remove the nerve I gouged into my spine. My body is released from the toxin called the magic circuit, and tension escapes my body. Then...
シロ、眠れないのですか?
We're getting all kinds of late night convos in this episode. Saber quietly comes inside.
いや、そういうわけじゃない。これは日課だから気にしないでくれ。
I must be relieved to have finished today's daily routine. My voice that responds is surprisingly gentle.
今日は賑やかでしたね。
Yes, it was. That'll happen with Ren around.
そうだな。タイプは違えど、
Yeah!
娘が2人いたようなもんだし。
To some extent, yeah. I answer her smile with a smile. I smiled too. We're all smiling. Saber actually seems to ruefully mutter something under her breath as she sits down next to me.
しかし、今夜も魔術の鍛錬ですか。何があろうと予定は変えないのですね、シロは。
It makes sense.
ああ、欠かさずにやれっていうのが親父の教えだったからな。けどまあ、教えてくれたのはそれだけだったけど。
それだけ？では、魔術師としての知識もあり方も享受されてはいないのですか?
You really gave us dick all.
ああ、そもそもさ、教えるべき本人が魔術師らしくなかったんだよ。困った大人だったな。普段はぼーっとしていて、どうも冴えなかった。楽しむときは思いっきり楽しむんだ、なんて言って、子供みたいにはしゃいでたし。
Good for him. Dude, I feel like I'm gonna love Kiritsugu the day that I finally get to properly meet him.
あれで、僕は魔法使いなんだ。なんて言われても、信じられないって、普通。
Fair enough. I can tell that I'm smiling as I talk about him. About the past. The 5 years from after the fire to his death. Thinking back now, that might have genuinely been the most fun time in my life.
なるほど。そういう詩が好きだったのですね、シロは。
Sure.
遠坂に聞かれたら怒られそうだけど、憧れてた。自由で、全然魔術師っぽくなくても、俺にとっては、キリツグこそが本当の魔法使いだったんだ。
Sure. No, I get it.
まあ、それにさ、 自分以上に子供っぽいんで、
Wow.
どうしても放っておけなかったってのもあるし。
That's hilarious.
ええ、シローの気持ちはわかる。私にもメーガスはいたが、そいつも子供のような人物だった。
Oh? That's an interesting comment. Because obviously in this route, we have no idea. Like, obviously, again, it's important to remember, in this route, we don't know who Saber is. But a court magus, like, implies things.
そいつ？珍しいな。セーバーが人をそんな風に言うなんて。
いいえ、彼は例外です。あれはとんでもない老人だった。尊敬していたし、親愛も感じていましたが、同時にあらゆる厄介事のもとでした。彼のいたずら好きさえなければ、もう少しまともな時代になったでしょう。
I apologize for interrupting you, Saber. Are we talking about Merlin?
なんかすごいな、その言い方。まるで希代の悪人みたいじゃないか。
I don't know if Merlin was, like, again, I don't know how close to, like, real, quote-unquote, real lore, quote-unquote, the Fate versions of these lores are, but I don't know if Merlin acted as, like, Arthur's mage or not. I mean, obviously, Merlin has connections to, you know, Artoria, but I don't know if she's referring to Merlin or not. I wouldn't be surprised if she's referring to Merlin, though.
悪人でした。加えて、その、色ごとに弱いというか、
Interesting.
愛の多い人物というか、結局最後にそれがあだとなって幽閉されてしまいましたが、あの老人のことです。きっと今でも、のんきに愛を語っているのでしょう。
Oh, that's pretty funny, actually. I can't tell if she's fed up or ready to laugh. Maybe a little of both. Those aren't necessarily mutually exclusive. Saber both openly speaks of her past and seems to swallow back on saying more because she doesn't want to reveal who she is, obviously. That's like an interesting thing about this is like there's a world. Oops, that's not what I wanted. There's a world where we don't even find out in this route. I imagine we probably are going to find out Saber's true name in all three routes because we are playing as Shiro. But, you know, obviously we're not going to find out everything in every route. And, that's crazy. We have not found out, outside of Lancer, we have not found out a single true name in this route. And we have everything except true name for Saber. Now, with Lancer, we just don't have his master. Archer, everything but true name. Rider, everything but true name. Caster, everything but true name. Assassin, everything but true name. Berserker, everything but true name. Now, obviously, we know, you know, who Berserker is. We know who Assassin is. We know who Saber is. We obviously don't know the middle three here. But, from the Fate route. But it's just really funny that literally, outside of Lancer, who it's the master instead of the true name, it's literally just we don't know anyone's true names in this route yet. And after a brief silence...
Shiro, あなたの半身はどうなっているのです?
Yeah, she's noticed. With an earnest, concerned gaze, she pushes me about something I don't want her to know about.
なんだ、セイバー気づいてたのか。
あれだけ皿を割っていれば誰でも気がつきます。
Yeah, the one plate you could excuse is just happenstance, but yeah, it kept happening, bro.
それでどうなのです？見たところ異常があるのは半身だけのようですが。
い
や、異常ってほどのことじゃない。ただ麻痺してるだけなんだから。
Your body's not supposed to be numb for that long, man. I explained to her about how my body felt weird since this morning, how it doesn't affect my physical abilities at all, and how the cause must be the feedback from last night's projection magecraft. Saber looks at me with uneasy eyes. When I try to smile back at her to tell her everything is fine.
体の大部分が麻痺したままか。当然といえば当然だな。
Finally, the king is back! Well, that makes it sound like I'm talking about the golden archer. I'm talking about the red archer. Let's go. There he is. The red knight appears, standing in the doorway.
Archer.
Saber turns quickly, protectively placing herself between us. Aw. To her, he is an enemy who attacked me. That did happen. And he is also an enemy to me.
理想を抱いて溺死しろ。
Ah! I love that line so much. Drown in your ideals is crazy. Those words that he said before he slashed me would not get out of my head.
何用だ、アーチャー。我らは互いに不可侵の協定を結んでいるはず。己が主の命を守るのなら、早々に立ち去るがよい。
And it's perfectly fair for Saber to react in this way, given what's happened between Archer and Shiro up to this point. Archer doesn't answer and steps in closer. God damn.
止まるがいい。それ以上進むのならば、相応の覚悟をしてもらおう。
Saber's hostility turns outright violent.
いや、待つんだ、セイバー。あいつにその気はない。それに、ここで戦うわけにはいかないだろう。
それはそうですが、シロ。
いいから。で、要件は何だよ、アーチャー。お前のことだ。挨拶しに来たわけでもないんだろ。
I move Saber aside and confront Archer. Ugh. I still don't like this guy. Our perspectives are different, but there's also no doubt that I just can't instinctively stand him. A chill runs up my spine the moment I see his face. Just seems like we're born to hate each other or to always be enemies.
おい、要件がないなら出ていけ。
投影をしたとリンから聞いていたが、やはりそうか。半身の感覚がなく、動作が中寄りに7センチほどずれているのだろう。
7 centimeters off from your center, huh? That's very specific. I clamp down on a gasp. Archer's observation is so accurate that it's scary.
体を見せてみろ。力になれるかもしれん。
Archer reaches out.
いい、よすんだ、セイバー。体を見せればいいんだな、アーチャー。
I take my shirt off and show Archer my back. Archer silently places his hand on my back. A slight pain. The left half of my body, which was numb to any sensation or pain, feels hot, as if I got stabbed by a needle.
運のいい男だ。壊死していると思ったが、閉じていたものを開いただけか。これならば数日もすれば回復しよう。
Well, I'd be curious, like what type of necrosis, because that talk about serious, Jesus. But opened what was closed, huh? Like his. Interesting.
閉じていたものが開いた。
そうだ。
It's almost like pores. Yep.
魔術回路とは、作るものではなく、表すものだ。一度作ってしまえば、あとは表面に出すか出さないかのものでしかない。
You're pretty well versed in the concept for a non-mage.
そのような勘違いをしているから、本来使われるはずの回路が放棄され、眠っていたのだ。
Sure.
お前の死や凛には考えられない盲点だろうよ。まっとうな魔術師ならば、通常の神経そのものが回路になっている異端など知りもしまい。
That's crazy.
お前の麻痺は一時的なものだ。今まであったというのに使われていなかった回路に全開で魔力を通した結果、
Very
回路そのもの
interesting.
が驚いている状態だろう。
It's interesting that you know all this. Like, what? What are we cooking with Archer?
だが何にせよ、放棄されていた区画に風が通ったのだ。いずれ神経は通常の機能を思い出すし、放棄されていた回路は、これで現役に戻ったということだ。
I mean, that makes sense. It's just, I'm more curious as to why Archer was able to figure this out, especially again when someone like Rin wasn't. The needle stabs my back again. I hear a definite thumping from the half of my body that was numb all day.
こんなところか。体が動く頃には、以前よりはマシな魔術師になっているだろう。
Well, that's pretty cool.
何にせよ、俺の刀を作るなど、初めにしては欲張りすぎだ。
Yeah, you went really far with it for, you know, someone who's basically never does it. Yeah, I get what he's saying. Archer, let's go.
では、シロの体に異常はないと。
If anything, his body is kind of fixing itself in a weird way.
今までが異常だったのだ。
Yeah, exactly.
異常を眠らせたまま終わるのが正常な人間のせいだ。その点で言えば、エミやシロはすでに異常だが。まあいい。
Well, we already know just how abnormal Emiya is, but that's, again, that's for another route.
ともあれ、明日一日は魔術を使おうと思うなよ。治りかけた神経が焼き付いたら、麻痺では済まん。
詳しいのですね、アーチャー。
Yeah, that's my question. I'm glad that Saber's bringing that up.
似たような経験があってな。私も初めは片腕を持っていかれた。新しい魔術を身につけるとは、そういうことだ。
You used Magecraft. You did use Magecraft. What the fuck? I have so many questions. He turns and tries to leave. Yeah, yes, thank you. I love that Saber and Shiro are both just like, no, I stop him. I want to know his true intention of helping me now after trying to kill me before. That's also fair.
なんだ、セイバーに頼み込んで、いつぞやの続きでもするつもりか。
そんなことするか。ただ聞きたいだけだ。お前が言い捨てやがったセリフがどんな意味なのかってな。
What, the drown in your ideals comment? Yeah. The meaning of that. The uneasiness that settled in the back of my mind won't go away unless I hear it from his mouth.
言葉通りの意味だ。付け加えるものはない。
Yeah, it had no no deeper meaning. I literally meant drown in your ideals, bro. There is no hesitation in his declaration. Archer seriously replies without an ounce of hesitation. Ugh. That pisses me off so much that my vision goes white.
じゃあお前はなんだ、アーチャー。理想を抱くなというお前は何のために戦ってるんだ。サーバントはみんな自分の目的があるんだろう。ならお前の戦う意義ってなんだ。
知れたこと。私の戦う意義はただ己のためのみだ。
He's selfless almost, and it goes back to the whole thing with Rin, and yeah, one of the reasons that she has issues with both Archer and Shiro.
つまらぬ正常、大義、理想。そんな不確かな意義など偽物だ。剣を取るのはただ己が欲望の成就のため。それ以外に理由などない。
And because they are his desires, he doesn't feel the need to share them with anyone. And obviously, we have some degree of an idea of what that is, but...
自分のためだけだと。
This is one of these weird things, right? Where it's like these two are similar, but like Archer has accepted that his selflessness is almost ironically selfish, whereas Shiro doesn't understand that. Which is also, I think, part of why Archer hates Shiro, because Archer sees a younger, dumber version of himself.
そうだ。お前の欲望が誰も傷つけないという理想であるのなら、好きにするがいい。そんなに他人を救いたければ救えばよかろう。ただし、それが 本当にお前自身の欲望ならばな。
And that's the core difference. Only if that is truly your own desire. Yeah. My mind freezes. What did he just say?
自分の意志で戦うのならば、その罪も罰も全て自分が生み出したもの。背負うことすら理想のうちだ。
God, I love Archer so much. I know I say Rin's my favorite character, but bro, Archer is so good.
だが、それが借り物の意志であるなら、お
Oh!
前の唱える理想は空想に落ちるだろう。
Testing his resolve and of what. But if that is a borrowed will, the ideal that you preach is only a fantasy. Oh my god. In other words, it is a fake.
戦いには理由がいる。だがそれは理想であってはならない。理想のために戦うのなら、救えるのは理想だけだ。
Dude, why is Archer just so good?
そこに人を助ける道はない。
Jesus. I can't talk. I can't think of any rebuttal. Archer's words pierce through my chest like an arrow. Ha ha ha! Not just for me, but that applies to Saber, who is beside me as well.
戦う意義とは何かを助けたいという願望だ。
Yep.
少なくともお前にとってはそうだろう、エミヤシロ。だが他者による救いは救いではない。
Yep.
人を叶えるのは本人の意志と結果だけだ。
God, he's so real. Only you can save yourself in the end. And, like, that gets into, like, a more philosophical, you know, portion of this discussion, but it's true.
他人による救いなど、そんなものは金貨と同じだよ。
That's an interesting comparison.
使えば他人の手に回ってしまう。
That's true, though. I can't speak. Something... I have to say that's wrong, so why... Because you understand deep down that he's not wrong.
だから無意味なんだ、お前の理想は。
Jesus.
確かに誰かを救うなどというお前の望みは
Oh!
できるだろう。
Oh
そ
my...
こにはお前自身を救うという望みがない。
Oh my god, let him... Dude. Archer is so... Oh my god, Archer is so good! He's so good.
お前はお前のものではない理想を抱いて、
Yep.
おそらくは死ぬまで繰り返す。
Yep. That's crazy. That's wrong.
私が言いたかったことはそれだけだ。
Wow. Mic fucking drop.
人助けの果てには何もない。結局他人も自分も救えない偽りのような人生だ。
Mm-hmm. The red back goes further away into the distance. I can't find the words to say. The darkness falls. Left in the shed, we stare at his back that is no longer there, unable to look at each other. Holy shit, and they just end the day there. Oh my lord, that was incredible. It's a little too short for an episode, though. So we are going to go another day, which means this might end up being a really long one. Or, unless this day is not that long, and then it'll probably be a perfect length episode. But we'll see. I guess we're doing February 10th as well. Witchcraft. Oh, it sounds like we're potentially actually getting to some caster stuff in this episode. We'll have to see, though. And we're starting with the fire. Bro's dreaming about the fire. What did I wish for? And why? There were people I couldn't save. Is this Kiritsugu? And there was me, who could not save them. That must be the reason. What happened after that, and what did I want to become? I remember the gray sky, A dark sky on the verge of crying. Then my will to live almost fades away. One only dies when their will is gone. I walk, leaving behind many people, and survive a few minutes longer than everyone else. No, this is definitely Shiro, I think. During that process, many things died. That's why I was almost empty. If the will to live breaks, then there is nothing. If there is nothing, the only thing left is to die. And I died. Even thinking became difficult, so I closed my eyes. Right before everything turned completely black, my hand that was extended to the sky was grabbed. There he is! Our probable goat. He's probably a goat. Based on everything we've seen in Fate Stay Night, he seems like a goat, a king. I can't wait. Oh, I can't wait. I can't wait to learn more about Kiritsugu. That was everything. I have nothing left. Since I didn't have anything, that's all I had. I couldn't do it myself, so I admired it severely. That's right. I wanted to be of help to many people in place of those I could not save. Yet, he said that it was all false. A borrowed ideal. A salvation passed around like a gold coin. An ending without reward. What did I want to become and for what? There it is. I wanted to become a hero of justice. It's not me that said that, but... And now you're gonna wake up? Yeah, there it is. Oh my goodness. I wake up. The sunlight is bright, telling me that it's a sunny day unlike yesterday. I don't know if it's because of what happened last night, but I didn't wake up feeling good. I must have had a bad nightmare as my temple is throbbing. It's only 6:30 a.m., but the sky is enchantingly blue. It's also warm for a winter morning, and the snow in the yard is all gone. Cool. My sleepiness goes away once I wash my face and brush my teeth. I could prepare breakfast later than usual, and we could take our time to eat. Sounds fun. There's no one in the living room. Yeah, bro doesn't know just how much girl actually hates the morning. Well, anyway, I need to prepare breakfast. Even though it's the weekend, there are 4 people this morning. I should start the groundwork. Because you used it for the breakfast yesterday, or because it's just gone? I bought a loaf yesterday, but the whole bag is missing. Damn, it had to be Tosaka. Wow. I've never encountered such a crime. The first suspect, Fujine, wouldn't do such an elaborate thing. Yeah, Fujine would have just took the bread if she was doing it. Then there's only one culprit. Well, what should I do? I don't really care about the bread, but we have an extra mouth named Tosaka to feed this morning. I'll make Japanese cuisine since there's no bread. Actually, I'll teach the culprit a lesson. Sounds incredible. I won't question what happened to the bread. I'll jog to the shopping district. I feel like if we jog to the shopping district, I feel like we're going to run into someone. Oh, man, I don't know, though, because, like, I mean, this feels like a, oh, we're going to run into Ilya moment, but Ilya has been so absent from the story that would kind of surprise me. Who else could we run into? We could run into Sakura. We don't even know if she's... Goddamn, bro, we don't even know if she's alive. She has just fucking disappeared. I don't think we'd run into Shinji. Who else could we run into? I don't think we're running into Kazuki. That sounds fun. I'll make Japanese cuisine since there's no bread. Actually, I'll teach the culprit a lesson. I really want to teach the culprit a lesson, but because it's Tosaka, I don't want to... I'm so torn! I feel like this is really funny, but I'm actually going to go with the option that I feel like nobody picks. I'm going to jog to the shopping district. Well, it's obvious who the culprit is. As the one in charge of cooking, I can't accept someone wasting my precious morning time with a question and answer session. Who are we going to run into? Yeah, we have literally, I think, used this screen for when we ran into Ilya. Who knows? Maybe it's the same day that happened in Fate Route. But I don't know. She's just been so, like... We've been so focused on Caster and, like, Ryder and, like, just different stuff that, like... I don't know, but at the same time, that doesn't mean she's not going to have a role to play in the story, so who knows. I shop at the tofu shop first thing in the morning under the clear blue sky. I buy 3 blocks of silken tofu with the 300 yen that was on the table. Random ass tofu shop store owner with a badass voice. I go home drinking the soy milk that the second generation tofu shop owner had given me for free. Yeah, it would probably be a nice jog, a nice early morning. Like, it'd be a good time. This is perfect. It is a morning that feels good with nothing to complain about situation-wise. Oh? I tilt my head in wonder and look up at the sky. Big serving of tofu and a 60 yen soy milk. I don't think you could easily find things that can compare to this happiness. No? Oh, wow, that was really the whole thing. Okay, I take my time to walk back home and ponder how to use the tofu for 20 minutes. Before I realized it was 8:30 a.m.
Yeah,
we're just vibing. Bro needs to vibe after the crazy shit that got dropped on him by Archer last night.
おはよう、セバ。今日は日曜で学校がないから、その分ゆっくりしていられるんだ。体の調子もいいから、朝飯が終わったら道場に行こ
う。Nice, so it sounds like your left side's recovering quite well?
ええ、望むところです。では、シロ、半身の麻痺は完治したのですね。
And he did say don't do any magecraft tomorrow, or today now, but so maybe he should focus on his swordsmanship.
そういえばそうだった。商店街から気持ちよく散歩できたし、もうほとんど治ってるみたいだ。まあ、まだかすかに重いけど、この分なら明日には治ってる。
うん。
それはよかった。マスターが傷を負ったままでは、私も立つ瀬がない。シローがいつも通り厨房に立っていると、私も安心できます。
Yeah, by all accounts, it doesn't seem like he's gonna break any plates today at the very least. Saber takes a seat at her usual position beside the table. I have to say that Fujine and Tosaka are sleepy heads for not waking up yet, but it's a weekend, so I should let them sleep until breakfast is ready.
おはようり。昨夜はゆっくり眠れたようですね。
Oh, looks like Tosaka woke up while we were talking.
おはよう。別にそうでもなかったんだけどね。日差しは眩しいし、0時過ぎてもごそごそやってる奴らはいたし。
Tosaka replies to Saber while entering the living room. Well, I don't want to complain first thing in the morning, but I need to at least find out why she took all the bread.
おはよう、トサカ。早速だが、今朝の...
My breath stops. Tosaka's wearing unfamiliar clothes again. First, you've seen her wear this multiple times, man, including literally last night. My heartbeat rapidly increases. To be fair, this outfit is so cool. Like, she looks so great in this. The school uniform's cool and all, but her non-school uniform, her non-school outfit is so fire. It's because of those bright red clothes. It hurts my eyes so much that I completely forgot what I wanted to say.
朝飯作ってる途中。できるまでお茶でも飲んでろ。
I keep my calm and place 2 teacups on the table. However...
何のんびりしてるのよ。今日は出かけるんだから早く用意しなさい。
Apparently we're going out today. Osaka glares at me as if to say that breakfast can come later.
は？出かけるってどこに？
隣町までよ。本当は遠出したいけど、さすがにそこまでの余裕はないでしょ。だから妥協案ってことで。
Interesting. Is this some sort of preemptive strike? I can't seem to grasp Tosaka's intentions.
はあ。妥協案は分かったけど、何しに？
Yeah, honestly.
何って、遊びに行くに決まってるじゃない。デートよ、デート。
Based! She just straight up is like, oh yeah, we're going on a date. Oh, I love her. I love her. I love how straightforward she is.
デートって誰が誰と？
You and her, bro.
私とシロが。
Yeah! Yeah! It's that simple, bro. I love Saber in the background, though. She says clearly. Nani? After I tilt my head in wonder.
デートって俺と遠坂が？
Wow.
それ以外に誰がいるのよ。昨日の夜そう言ったでしょ。
Hold on. What? This is so sudden. My mind can't process everything that's happening.
ほら、いいから行くわよ。どうせこんなことだろうと思ってたし、お弁当作ってみたから。はい。シロはこのトートバッグを持ってついてくる。
Girl made the bento for us? That's cute. Damn, get cucked, I guess, Saber. I guess she's just dragging us away for a date by force. Tosaka pushes the green tote bag onto me and leaves the living room. I see her off, dumbfounded.
シロ、リンの後を追わなくていいの？
Yeah, she's like, I think you need to,
ああ、ちょっと待て遠坂。
So much for breakfast. I run in a hurry. I hear another set of footsteps. Saber is following behind me. Oh, this is so funny. What the hell?
遅い。女の子を待たせるなんてずいぶん余裕があるのね。
Yeah, honestly, I'm with Rin on this. Dude, you could not be winning any harder right now. Just accept it, let it play out. I don't have any nerve. It seems it's already been decided that we're going on a date without my consultation.
いや、だから待てってば。遊びに行くって、どうして？
I think it goes back to the conversation that you two had last night, and it's just kind of like, she's like, well, you know, you need to enjoy yourself, have some fun, bro.
そういう気分だから。
Yeah.
別に構わないでしょ？どうせ昼間は何もしないんだし。今さら逃げるなんて言わせないわよ。
She's literally gonna drag you with her if she has to.
確かに構わないだろうけど、ほら、そうだ、アーチャーはどうするんだよ。あいつだって反対だろう、こういうの。
I don't think it's Archer's business, to be honest.
アーチャーは置いてきたわ。今頃私の家で寝てるんじゃないかしら。
I will say, I don't love the idea of the two of us being out without Archer or Saber, though, to be fair. I can't win. No, you can win. All you have to do is just accept your fate, bro. I can't talk down Tosaka on my own. If anyone can stop her,
そうだ、セイバーはどうするんだ？
セイバーならいいわよ、同伴しても。
oh. Defeated. Well, that actually is fair then. If Saber's gonna third wheel us, then we'll be, you know, we'll have that in our back pocket in case something goes wrong. All my cards are trumped with just one sentence.
いい加減観念した？
Yep.
なら急ぎましょう。今日はマスターの義務なんて忘れて思いっきり遊ぶんだから。
Honestly, that sounds awesome.
待てたらバカ。
Yeah, she is a big baka silly head, but you just have to go along with it. There's no time to be confused. Tosaka grabs my hand and runs out the door. It seems like I have no choice but to give up. Yep, it's just, you have to accept it, man. This is happening. Tosaka seems so energetic that I don't think I can compete with her, and I know she'll just argue me down even if I protest, and I don't know why, but Saber is following us without a complaint. And well, besides, it's a beautiful day, isn't it? See, it's a really nice day. Wow. Okay, that's creepy. No, there's no shot that just happened. I was looking at that sky, I was like, yeah, it looks nice out, and I was like, the timing of that, though. I hate when that shit happens, when I'm like in sync with the protagonist. Well, that's a transition they don't use much. What the hell? Okay. I'm overwhelmed by the crowd the moment we get off the bus. It's lively in front of the train station. It's a nice weekend morning before 10 a.m., so it would be weird for it not to be lively.
驚いた。休日ともなれば、これほど人が集まるのですね。
Saber looks at the town, bewildered. She has never seen the town during the day, so her reaction is only natural. As I say this, I'm also stunned by the crowd.
さて、どこから行こうかしらね。二人ともリクエストある？
This is cool, because it's a little different than, we did kind of have a similar thing to this in the Fate route, but I feel like that was late in the Fate route, whereas I don't feel like we're this late. I mean, we're definitely not that late into Unlimited Blade Works. But obviously it was a Saber and Shiro thing, of course. However, unlike us, Tosaka is full of energy. Yeah, she's excited.
リクエストって言われても困る。
Yeah.
遊び場なんて知らないぞ。
Bro doesn't do a lot of the old having fun thing.
でしょうね。じゃあ、セイバーはどこか行ってみたいところとかない？
私ですか？いえ、特に関心のある場所はありません。そもそも私はシローの護衛です。
That's an interesting way to frame it.
これがリンとシローの休日ならば、私はいないものとして扱ってください。
I don't know if Tosaka wants to do that, but we'll see how it goes.
そう？じゃあ、私の好みでいいのね。
I love that too. She expected this, so let's see what it happens, dude. I swear. The funniest thing they could possibly do, they're not going to do this, but just imagine Rin takes them to karaoke and forces them to sing. That would be so funny. That's not going to happen, but that would be so funny.
二人とも意見がないんだから、
Oh!
私の方針には絶対服従ってことで OK？
The way she said that "oh" was amazing. If you two don't have any input, does that mean you will give me absolute obedience to my plan? Is terrifying. Mistress Rin in the building. But she's got two servants now. I feel a chill run up my spine, as it should. Tosaka smirks at us with a scary stare.
ちょっと待て。物騒な言い方するな。
Yeah, honestly.
大体な、遠坂に付き合うとは言ったけど、デートするとは言ってないぞ。これはあくまで、たまには息抜きをしようって3人でだな。
はい、残念。世間じゃそういうのをデートっていうの。
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing. Like, that doesn't mean there's any romantic connotations, even though I wouldn't be surprised if that's where we go with Rin and Shiro. But regardless, it is just like we're hanging out. Like, that's all it really is, at least for now.
ほら、ここまで来たんだからいい加減観念なさい。あんまり往生際が悪いと女の子に嫌われるわよ。
Based.
嫌われるって誰に？
さあ、誰でしょう。まあ、しぶといってのは長所かな。ね、セイバー。
What the fuck are you doing, Rin?
はい。シローは負けず嫌いですから。戦闘において不屈の精神は心強い。
Yeah, I mean, it's good in that context, for sure.
だってさ、よかったわね、シロ。
Oh my god, stop trolling us, Rin. Tosaka smiles. Geez, what's so fun about making fun of other people? Tosaka finds a great many things fun about it, clearly.
さて、それじゃあ手始めにビールで行きましょうか。二人とも朝食はまだでしょ？軽くお茶した後で店荒らしでもして、 とりあえず体を温めよう。
Okay. Sure, why not? Tosaka starts walking. I think Verde is the name of a new department store that they recently made.
ほら、のんびりしてると置いてくわよ。モーニングは10時までなんだから、急がないと終わっちゃうじゃない。
She won't stop even if I call for her. Seems like Tosaka has no time to waste and won't give me the time to settle down.
シロ、リンが言ってしまいますが。
Yeah, we have to follow.
ああ、もう分かった。こうなったらどこへだって付き合ってやる。
And he is officially whipped. I slap myself on both cheeks, or slapped, I guess. I slap myself on both cheeks and get pumped up.
行くぞ、セイバー。はぐれるなよ。
はい。
Nice.
シロこそリンを見失わないように。
Yeah, I think that's the bigger problem, is the two of you getting lost. We both start running. In the crowded town, Tosaka doesn't look back. It seems like she's absolutely certain that we're going to follow her, because she's just that confident. She just knows, bro. This is why she's the GOAT! And before I realize it, I've fallen into a more helpless situation. Oh no, what's happening?
初めに寄った店とは違った雰囲気ですね。リン、ここには何が？
単なる小休憩よ。二人とも疲れてると思ってね。この辺で一服しとかないとゼンマイが切れちゃいそうだから。
Mm-hmm.
確かに目まぐるしい2時間でしたが、休憩を取るほどの運動量では。
Where are we going with this, Rin? What are you cooking? Oh no!
けど、見えないところですっごくすり減ってるものもあるわけ。
What the fuck does that mean, Rin? Especially when you're making that face.
私たちにとっては普通の床でも、人によっては毒の沼地って
Oh
こと
my
があ
god,
る
the
んだから。
department store for a guy? Is that the joke here?
ああ、私こっちのバナナパフェね。セイバーはこっちのデビルズサンデーにしときなさい。
Devil's Sunday? I'm kind of curious what that is. And she just nods.
甘いの食べる？
朝からそんなの食べるか。ブレンドでいい。
あら、男の子。
Such a
でもいい
boy.
の？ HP 回復しとかないと大変よ。
Bro, this girl is trolling. It goes without saying, but eating ice cream together here would be a whole other dimension, and I have no appetite to begin with. Also, she's not good with technology, yet she knows something like that? Oh yeah, replenish your HP.
強情強情っと。ま、それはそれで楽しいからいいけどね。
Literally is gonna troll you. He's either gonna get you to open up or troll you all day. And like, she's like, yeah, it's gonna be fun either way, so do whatever you want, bro. I don't know what's so fun, but the red devil is smirking. You should be the one eating the devil's sundae.
シロ、糖分を軽んじてはいけません。リンの言う通り体力を消耗しているのなら、このマンゴーラッシュ&クリームなどいかがでしょう。
Mango Rush and Cream. Diska. Alright, we have... I love how that was fully in English. Sabers subtly offers me the menu.
ええ、大きな声では言えませんが、連日行軍の時など、皆に隠れて甘い果物を口にしたものです。もともとはチョコレートなども、錬金術から発生したものだとか。
Interesting.
そりゃ初耳だ。で、セイバー、マンゴーラッシュも試してみたいんだな。
はい。一口ほどいただければ幸いです。
So she wants it, but that gives you an excuse to get it. Yep. How lonely. Saber has left my nervous self and has already fallen under Tosaka's evil influence. It really is. He's getting 2-on-1 by the girls here, which, is the greatest thing ever in more ways than one. But it is really, of course, Tosaka's the ringleader in all this.
あら、遠慮しなくていいのよ、セイバー。せっかくだから両方頼んじゃいましょう。
Nice.
そうしたいのは山々ですが、それでは支払いに無駄が生じる。空腹ならいざ知らず、興味本位で余分な注文をするわけには。
だから、その負担がデートの醍醐味なの。
Oh my god, what is wrong with you, Rin?
こういう場合、エミヤくんは笑顔でおごってくれて、私たちはエミヤくんの器の広さを実感するっていう仕組みなんだから。
Let her cook.
なるほど、素晴らしい。相変わらず、ミーナ采配には驚嘆するばかりです。
Oh my god, this is the best date ever! That responsibility is the best part of dates. In this situation, the way it works is that Emiya treats us with a smile and we experience his generosity. I see! Subarashi! I am always in awe of your direction, Rin. I hate this because I love this so freaking much. This is beyond evil influence. Saber was already an enemy on Tosaka's side.
じゃあ、そういうことで注文確認します。
Oh my lord. And the fact that Saber's making that face with the hands clasped is crazy.
バナナパフェベビルズサンデー、マンゴーラッシュとブレンドでよろしいでしょうか、お客様。
なんで俺に聞くいいよ、好きにしろよ。どうせ拒否権ないんだろ。あと、頼むならマンゴーラッシュよりスポンジオレンジの方がいいぞ。
Oh no, you just fucked yourself. Now we're getting the orange sponge cake too. That would probably suit Tosaka and Saber's taste better.
では、ご助言に預かりまして。
Oh, you idiot. Now they're getting that too. They're not gonna take out the mango rush. They're gonna get the mango rush and the orange sponge cake, you dumbass.
エミヤ君のそういうところ、大事にしてね。
I agree, though. That was actually weirdly thoughtful, though. So began the least relaxing break imaginable. Right, to be honest, I think I was nothing but nervous the first hour. Even by herself, Tosaka stands out. Sure. Her eye-catching, vivid red clothes and long, silky black hair. The colors alone stand out. And Tosaka herself is a flawless beauty. With Saber by her side, it goes without saying that they make a striking pair. They really do. Dude, the alternate universe where Rin rolled Saber is literally everything. I need this so bad. And honestly, it literally, you could just do it. It literally would just be, you could just flip it, right? You could put Archer with Shiro, because that is really interesting.
さては緊張解けた？
まあ、これだけ好き放題連れ回されれば、そりゃあな。
Yeah, it seems fair enough, bro. Damn it. I really hate to admit it, but Tosaka's suggestion to take a break was detestably correct.
OK.
Yep.
じゃあ、ここからはもうちょいブレだけいいってことね。
What the hell is she about to do next? I am living for everything that's happening right now. The strongest enemy smirks. Also, this episode was called Witchcraft, by the way, and the whole episode is literally a date, then that title is so funny. I keep saying episode, this day. How honestly, I can't even understand myself. I can fight back to back with her as a master, but right now, even the gestures that I've gotten used to seeing makes my heart skip a beat. It must be because I rashly got too close to her, so it's hard to interact with her normally now.
あ、そうだ。せっかくの機会だし、次はあれってみよっと。
Oh?
そういえば、アクセサリーに興味ある？
Okay.
装飾品ですか？
More or less, yeah.
収集家ではありませんが、見ていてつまらないということはありませんが。
Yeah, basically, sure, why not? Let's do it.
なら、次はそっち方面のお店に行きましょう。私、
Aw.
セイバーにいろいろかけさせてみたかったのよ。
Aw. I like how I was expecting this to be Shiro and Rin and the third wheel with Saber, but now Shiro's almost starting to become the third wheel, which somehow makes it even better. My nerves don't calm down. Her bright smile alone makes me dazzled. An unknown panic or agitation makes my chest hurt a bit. That was why I thought that we should hurry back home and devise a strategy instead of going on a date. But, what kind of magecraft was cast to make it turn out this way? What a line. That's so good. And we're back to that lovely sky. Hey, there's the bridge.
いやー、笑った笑った。 もの見せてもらったわ、ほんと。
I'm scared to find out what she's so amused about.
そうでしょうか。私は判断しかねます。どうも先ほどのシローはあまりイメージではありません。
それがいいんじゃない。まさかメガネ一つであんなにお坊ちゃん風になるとは思わなかったな。シロ、あのメガネ買えばよかったのに。
Man, she really is amused. She's damn near crying. You can see a tear there. Tosaka must have loved it as she's still laughing. It all happened about 10 minutes ago. We're about to get the freaking flashback. I don't know what Tosaka was thinking, but she took us to the glasses shop and played around by putting fake glasses on Saber. I became a victim of circumstance as well, and one of the glasses she put on me became a hit for her. It was a pair of fake glasses with a thick frame and formal design.
たく、余計なお世話だ。いいか、金輪際メガネなんてかけないからな。ただでさえ童顔なんだから、これ以上ガキに見られてたまるか。
Damn.
ああ、そっか。自覚はあったんだ。けど、心配いらないんじゃない？エミヤくん、今のままでも問題ないし。
Aw.
今のままなんて問題ある。顔は仕方ないけど、もう少しぐらい背が高くならないと困る。
Damn.
あら、エミヤくんの身長平均だと思うけど。
平均なもんか。それに、背が高いと踏ん張りが効くだろ。せめて、一斉ぐらいは背丈がないとダメだ。
It's interesting he's thinking about it from like a battle context too.
だから心配ないってば。まだまだ大きくなるもの、あなた。
Well, maybe he will, maybe he won't, to be honest.
それは嬉しいけど、登坂、その根拠は何だよ。だって骨格はしっかりしてるんだから、ちゃんと栄養取れば育つ。
Wow!
しっかり光合成してればシロも大きくなれるかなとか。
Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis. Photosynthesis.
どこの葉っぱの話だよ、それ。人をそこいらの花と一緒にすんな。
She was actually talking about SpongeBob because, crazily enough, SpongeBob is older than Fate.
ああ、エミヤくん、もしかして怒っちゃった？
Are you mad, bro? She literally hitting him with the you mad, bro, with that face is crazy.
別に、話半分に聞いとくよ。ま、登坂のお墨付きなら割と期待して良さそうだし。
Maybe.
ええ、背のことは保証できないけど、きっととびっきりのいい男になるわ。それだけは私の保証付きよ、シロ。
That's a nice thing to say. Why would you say things that make my face boil? Yeah, but of course that embarrasses the shit out of him.
照れてる照れてる。エミヤくん、すぐ顔に出るから好きよ。
Yeah, he does not have much of a poker face. She's playing around with me. She's definitely playing around with me.
この性悪。同学年の男からかって楽しいのか、お前は。
Yes.
もちろん、
Yeah.
人によるけど、シロの反応は極上だしね。
That's a compliment, bro, whether you recognize it as such or not. Dear God. That's funny. Please give her divine punishment. Not for my sake, but for the sake of all the guys at my school. Oh, don't worry. I think she's zeroed in on you, bro.
と、シロで遊ぶのはこの辺にして、本命に行きましょうか。
Oh my
お
God.
昼ご飯前に、こう、ガッキーンってストレス解消していかない？
No way. Let out stress? Is there any chance of my karaoke? Tosaka puts her fists together and swings them. Oh, is it gonna be like...
ガッキーンって、それ、まさか。
It's obvious from her gesture. Well, but is it possible for a girl to suggest it as part of the date course?
何って、バッティングに決まってるじゃない、シロ。
Oh,
もしかして知らない？
a batting cage. So, like, taking some swings, like baseball? Batting cage? I mean, that's the only batting cage I know. Tosaka, the former school idol, asks me if I'm serious.
んなわけあるか。 いや、俺が言いたいのはだな、バッティングセンターは女の子向けじゃないっていうか。
Damn. Saying that, I imagine Tosaka standing in the batter's box. Oh my god! I was not prepared for that. Was that say on her home, like homunculus or something? I have no, I can't. What the hell? We have a picture of baseball Tosaka. Of all the things I expected to see in Fate Stay Night, this screenshot was not one of them. Crap, it does look strange, but why does she look so reliable? Yeah, she could probably get a night, you know, I feel like she'd be a good gap hitter. She'd get a lot of doubles. Maybe leg out a triple. I don't know how fast she is.
何よ。
Little pop in the bat.
水族館にでも行く？
Good contact hitter.
確かペンギン軍団 vs 北海の巨大アザラシ炎の冷凍3番勝負がやってたはずだけど、見せ物としちゃ三流よ。
What the fuck just came out of your mouth? I think they had the penguin army versus a giant seal from the North Sea, the flaming freezing 3-game match, but it's a third-rate attraction. I'm the flaming shark, and I don't even know what she's talking about. Yeah, well, I think it's a second-rate attraction, but I don't know about going to an aquarium when it's such a nice day outside.
リン、そのバッティングとは何なのですか？
ああ、そうね。セイバーの得意分野よ。時に特訓の一つに挙げられる。総合的な身体運動とも言えるわ。
It's interesting. Like, that's an interesting way to describe it as someone who played baseball back in the day, and, you know, big fan. Watch it. This is an April episode. Actually, this will be coming out in late April, I think. Well, it'll still be April, though. I think this will be the last Fate video of April. But, April, it's baseball season. I've been enjoying watching a bunch of baseball when I have the time, when I'm not recording videos for you guys. But, I do love it. But I'm a big sports guy in general. Baseball, basketball, hockey. Been watching a ton of all three of those lately. Whoa! Tosaka's putting it in a ridiculous way. I mean, it is a good exercise, swinging, but yeah, I mean, really, your whole body is involved in swinging a bat, and like, especially in the perspective of actually trying to, like, you know, get solid, good wood on the ball and stuff. I say good wood, even though, again, you'd be using a aluminum bat like 100%, unless you're like playing in like a pro league or something. Like, you're not actually using wood, really, but you get my point.
それは聞き捨てなりません。
Yeah, now she's like, I have to, oh my god. Oh, if we get more visuals of them all like swinging in a batting cage, I will die a happy man.
そうそう。気持ちいいからやってみなさい。セイバーなら店の景品を根こそぎ獲得できるってもんよ。
Prizes? I see. The batting cages, because back in the day, like, it would be a place where you just train. Like, it would be like a baseball training kind of place. I'm very curious what this Japanese batting cage game situation looks like. I'm sure it is based on a real thing, and Japan is crazy about baseball, so I wouldn't be surprised. And Japan loves to make a game out of everything, so again, I wouldn't be surprised. But I'm very curious to see this, unironically. Tosaka raises Saber's expectations irresponsibly and starts walking again, as she does. I watch her back and start running, having no other choice. There's no point arguing against Tosaka's energy. I can't stop her, and it doesn't feel too bad being dragged around like this. When it's Tosaka, you accept it. So that's what it means. My nerves calm down since I'm having fun. I was taken around so much that I didn't have time to rest, and the nervousness went away. Tosaka urges me to go to the next place, and I respond reluctantly while Saber watches over us quietly. That was really fun. Aw, I genuinely wanted to see the batting cage. The town I only used to walk by. I didn't know that all the things I didn't involve myself in were so meaningful. It puts a lot of perspective on your life, because he is pretty isolated, and he thinks about protecting, you know, the town and the people, but he doesn't actually think about what the town and the people really are, except the ones that he like directly associated with, of course, as far as like the parts of the town, like the school and the people that he associates with. As soon as I think so, something like a cage falls on me, and it makes sense. You don't deserve this. You're unworthy of this. Somewhere deep down, I tell myself. I'm tired. Is this a new theme? I never expected that I would be at bat 5 times for 30 pitches each for a total of 150 swings. That's a lot. It's all because...
なんでしょうか、シロ。そのような目で見られると困ります。
Saber was addicted to it. It's because she's a sore loser. Oh, that's even better.
誤算だったわ。あそこまでセイバーが勝負にこだわるなんて思わなかった。
That's so good. I love it. Tosaka sighs next to me. She also...
あら、私は1ゲームだけよ。そんなにバット握ってたら手の皮が荒れちゃうもの。
Fair enough. Said something like that, but ended up playing another game with Saber, then complained afterwards about how her shoulders were tired and her hands hurt. That sounds like a thing Rin would do.
遠坂は2回だけやって奥でハンドル握ってたじゃないか。俺なんて5回だぞ、5回。しかも最高速度。
That sounds fun though. As someone again, but again, I have a very strong passion for baseball. It's honestly up there among my passions. Obviously, anime and visual novels and all this stuff is expressed through that. But I have a huge sports passion, a huge anime passion. Baseball is, like I said, among my... I don't know. My big four sports always so hard to pick from, but it is one of my big passions. And you guys... It comes up from time to time, especially doing a lot of Japanese stuff and baseball being such a big part of Japanese culture. It's another thing I love about Japanese culture. It's just they just keep finding different ways to hook me in, you know. But yeah, that would be really cool. I'd love to have something like that nearby, like around that I could just go to and take some swings, have some fun. That sounds fun. It's a good workout too.
手を抜くとセイバーが怒るし、差をつけるとすねるんだからな。地獄の1時間だった。
Yeah, that does sound like Saber.
すねてなどいません。シロに対して闘志を燃やしていただけではないですか。そもそも道場での打ち合いに比べれば遊びのようなもの。そこまで疲労する方が悪いのです。
納得。セイバー遊びに負けると怒るタイプだったんだ。
Or loses at anything. I sigh and wobble forward. Here's what I found out today. First, don't bet with Saber. Yeah, sounds like a good lesson. Second, a rule where the one who achieves 10 more hits than their opponent wins becomes an eternal hell if the abilities of those playing are equal. Third, Saber is weaker than us if she limits her magical energy. Or rather, is Tosaka the abnormal one for hitting 120-kilometer balls like it's nothing? See, this is where I don't know the exact... I know, like, roughly, but I do want to actually get a... direct, I do want to get a kilometers to miles, here, so... I want to get the exact on how fast that is. 74 and a half. I think I could hit that. No, without too much issue. That's pretty fast though. Like, cause I mean, you're looking at like, that's about like 15 to 20 miles an hour off. Like, you know, your average MLB fastball is going to be 90 to 95. Then you have like the hard throwers who could touch triple digits. And then you have like freaks that can go like, there's a couple guys in the big leagues that could touch like 102, 103, 104 right now. But like 75 is pretty fast. Like if you've never associated with baseball, like 75 is gonna fuck you up. Like I would not start trying to hit 75. Like that's pretty fast. it's natural since Saber is the smallest out of all of us, so it goes without saying that Tosaka is strong for a girl. But especially if I know it's coming at about 75, like, I don't think it's that hard to hit. But that's kind of the thing, too, at skill levels with baseball, is it's a lot of times it has less to do with how fast the pitch is, but if you know you're getting like 100 miles an hour, you can still, as crazy and hard as it is to hit, not that I could hit that shit, but you can adjust to it. But it's obviously when you mix in the fact that they might have like a wipeout slider, or, you know, a really good changeup, or a curveball or something, right, or a sweeper, like it's if you know you're getting like a really fast fastball and you can adjust to that, you can time it up, right? Especially if you're really good at baseball. But it's the deception that goes into it. It's obviously not that easy. But if it's just like a batting cage, it's just like a pitching machine or something that's like set a certain way, you can adjust to it. But I don't know why I'm going out of my way. But yeah, either way, Tosaka being a beast at baseball, now I want the Fate baseball spinoff. Because I know that Fate has like 20 million like random like AU bullshit or whatever the fuck exists. Like, I know Fate is like there's an absolute mess of like Fate content and anime adaptations and just nonsense out there. And like I said, I don't know to what extent I'm going to explore just Fate's never-ending catalog of nonsense. Like I said, the only things I'm committed to are doing all 3 routes of Fate Stay Night and reacting to Fate Zero. Everything else is like a maybe, we'll see. But, yeah, who knows? Tosaka is strong for a girl, whatever. Yep. No, batting doesn't equal arm strength at all.
スイングスピードと命中角度さえ合ってれば、女の子でも打ち返せるわよ。
Oh yeah, it's all science. I mean, that's why there's guys like some of the greatest power hitters of all time in baseball were not that big. Like Hank Aaron was like 5'10", 5'11", I think. Hell, like Jose Altuve is like what, 5'6"? He hits for pop. Mookie Betts is like 5'9". He hits for pop. You know, it's your swing and like the mechanics of your swing and all that stuff is like is. Not to say those guys aren't strong for their size, because they are, but there's a lot that goes into it. Hitting, but even hitting for power is a lot more than just, a lot of it's about, like, getting the barrel on the bat and, you know, all that stuff. Like, it's a whole thing. I'm really trying my best not to just tangent completely off, but the game is talking about baseball. I can't help it. But yes, even a girl can swing if
問題はその後。普通は腕の筋肉が引きつるって。お前、寝る前に腕立て伏せでもしてんじゃないのか。
Well, that's
あれはそうとしか思えないバッティングだったぞ。
Well, that's for 1 or 2 pitches. Hey, dude, Tosaka's tough, man. I mean, she's well trained, obviously. I'm not even saying baseball, but just in general. I say start sarcastically as if to get back at her. However, she's gonna take that seriously. Damn, she actually does push-ups before bed. Holy shit. I just love her more and more. Nice! He even said that in English. That's great. Sometimes she makes these counterattacks, so I wasn't able to make a comeback at all.
ともかく昼にしよう。もう2時過ぎだろ。いい加減何か食べないとめまいがしてきた。
Yep, sounds like a good idea to me. A family restaurant along the bridge should be the most convenient around here. There's a lot on the menu, so Saber shouldn't have any complaints either.
遠坂もそれでいいよな。別に目当ての店があるってわけじゃないだろ。
I called it Tosaka.
あるわよ。目当ての店ってわけじゃないけど、予定はちゃんと組んであるんだから。
Oh. We actually do have a plan.
なんだ、そうだったんだ。
ここ。
は？ここってどこ？
Oh yeah, she made lunch, you dumbass! How did we forget about that? The green tote.
だからここ。天気もいいし、公園でお昼にするの。
Yeah, bro, she made lunch. The green tote that you've been carrying around all day. I look around. I don't see any food place or even a hot dog stand. How did you forget? You're literally carrying it around.
遠坂、まさか出前でも取るつもりか。
No.
あんたね、その朝からずっと持ってる
Yes!
私のトートバッグは何だ
Good
と思ってるのよ。
lord, bro.
What?
Oh! Come to think of it, she did give me this bag to carry this morning.
そこはかとなくマスタードの匂い。つまり。
Oh, it's the bread! It's the bread! It's the sandwiches!
お弁当に決まってるでしょ。それぐらい用意したって言わなかったかしらね。
Oh, I thought we'd have like some sort of like bento box action, but maybe she made sandwiches. She glares at me in objection. Come to think of it, she did say something like that. Yes, she did.
うわ、驚いた。まさかそこまで手が込んでるとは思わなかった。
Yeah, no, she was planning everything out pretty much.
そんなの当然でしょ。私から誘ったんだからそれなりの準備はしてるわよ。
Dude, I love her so much, dude. Rin is the best.
ああ、これで謎も解けた。遠坂、
Yep.
このために食パンを使ったんだな。
Yep. And now I'm actually glad that we didn't troll her.
いや、てっきり夜中に腹が減ったんでもしゃもしゃ食っちまったのかと思って。一斤丸ごと食うなんて無茶っぽいけど、遠坂ならありかなって。
I don't even know what that means, but sure. I see. Naruhodo! I nod twice, thinking I got a huge load off my chest. When I look up, Tosako's making a scary face. Yeah, you did kind of weirdly... Yeah, I don't know what you're implying there with that, bro.
エミヤくん
Yeah, I'm surprised the music's still playing.
うん。なんだろう、遠坂。
I'm waiting for the music to stop.
おしゃべりはそれぐらいにして、お昼ご飯の準備をしてくれない？
Yeah.
道具一式トートバッグの中に全部入ってるから。それと、あんまりもたもたしてると殺すわよ。
Yeah, fair enough, girl.
はい、努力します。
You are her slave, her servant, her bitch, whatever you want to call it today. I secure our spot on the grass. Man, that was scary. Yes, it was. It's bad for my heart for her to say a joke that doesn't sound like a joke with that big smile. Oh, whoa, that's a weird shot, but a cool shot. And lunch starts 2 hours late, but...
あれ？どうしたのシロ？唐突にぼーっとしちゃって。
That's a weird shot, I'm not gonna lie.
ああ、もしかして辛いの苦手だった？
Right next to me, Tosaka, who's sitting in a position close enough to touch her if I reach out, says...
ああ、いや、大丈夫。強烈な味付けだけど、うまいぞ、これ。
I say my honest opinion, take another bite.
そう、よかった。サンドイッチをまずく作るのって一種の才能でしょ？もしかしてそういういらないもんまで持っちゃったかと思ったわ。
Oh no. Tosaka laughs delightfully. If I looked like I was spacing out, it was probably because she was dazzling. I don't know, I think she actually looked a little it was a cool picture, but I think her face looked a little derpy in that, like, weird angle shot. I actually think that was one of the least dazzling shots of Tosaka in the entire game, to be honest. It was kind of cool, but it was just a little weird. We eat lunch on the grass under the clear blue sky. Even that by itself is peaceful enough, but having Tosaka there is more than I can handle, and my nerves from this morning return. It's a never-ending battle with Bro's confidence and lack thereof at times.
おう、口元にトマトが残ってる。取ってあげよっか？
No, Bro will literally die. Yep.
突然何言い出すんだよ、お前。それぐらい自分で取る。
Dude, imagine she just leaned in and got it with her lips. That'd be crazy. I wipe my mouth with my sleeve. Shoot! I got an unlucky red stain on my clothes now.
あっちゃ、ちょい悪ふざけが過ぎたか。ごめんね。シロがあまりにも予想通りの反応するから、つい面白くって。
There are a few things I live for more in Fate Stay Night than Rin trolling Emiya. It's the greatest thing ever, every single time. I don't know if she's apologizing or suppressing her laughter, but she hands me a napkin while she holds her stomach. Again, they're not mutually exclusive, man.
いいよ。どうせ今日は一日中こんなもんなんだ。気にしない。
If you say so. I accept the napkin and wipe my sleeve. The red stain doesn't come off. Tosaka must have used an original sauce. The stain is quite stubborn and doesn't easily come off.
けど今に見てろよ。今日の教訓を生かして、明日からはちょっとやそっとじゃ動じなくなってやる。
I don't even know what...
いいか、いつまでも思い通りになると思うなよ。
I don't even know what you're implying, bro.
へえ、じゃあ明日からは手加減なしでできるわけね。よかった。いい加減猫をかぶるのにも飽きてたところだったんだ。
All of this is terrifying. The Red Devil replies calmly. I don't know if you want to see her without her facade.
いや、今の取り消し。もうちょっと時間がかかるから、しばらく今のレベルで抑えてくれると助かる。
How quickly bro backed off. That's crazy.
そう？シローがそう言うならいいけど、レベルアップしたくなったら教えてね。遠慮なく叩きのめしてあげるから。
I will say, it is starting to definitely become more Rin and Shiro centric. After early on, I mean, Saber was playing a huge part in this state, but it's definitely shifting to Rin and Shiro now.
くそ、いつか帰り討ちにしてやる。
I'm not bitter that I lost, but I complain like I am. Nice. It's somehow really vexing, so I take it out on the sandwich in front of me. Oh no. I eat up the sandwiches. I was hungry and it's Tosaka's handmade meal, so I'm gonna eat it all by myself. While Saber already consumed a third of the sandwiches. So Saber and I eat the sandwiches. Tosaka must be full as she watches us.
体の調子良さそうじゃない。これなら午後は遠慮なく引っ張り回しても良さそうね。
Sounds fun. She makes an evil smile again. That's more like she's looking forward to seeing me worn out for being dragged around than the actual activities itself. Very possibly, bro. Very possibly.
甘く見るな。この程度引っ張り回されたぐらいで値を上げるもんか。昨日ならいざ知らず、今日はずっと調子がいいんだから。
Yeah, that's fair, bro.
そうなんだ。ならもう大丈夫かな。
Yeah, it seems like it. Aw. Tosaka sighs with relief and reaches for a sandwich. We actually have a shot of her eating one. It's as if the weight is off her shoulders. This is like a veggie sandwich? All I could see there is tomatoes and lettuce. The moment I tilt my head, wondering why she would say that. Everything fits together. Come to think of it, it was really unnatural. The reason Tosaka came to my place, Archer knew what was wrong with my body. He must have heard that I projected his swords and knew that there was something wrong with my body. That's fine, but Archer, who wasn't there at the time, knew about the projection because Tosaka told him. Yep. Then, just like Tosaka told Archer about our battle with Castor, didn't Archer tell Tosaka about the penalty on my body?
Tosaka.
Yep, she was worried about us.
何？
お前、なんだって昨日うちに来たんだ。しかも泊まっていくなんておかしいぞ。昨日は藤姉にかき回されて気がつかなかったけど。
You might manage to get a blush out of her with this question. A brief moment, but I hear Tosaka gasp.
なんでって、別に理由はないけど、昨日のはただの気まぐれよ。たまにはああいうのもいいかなって。
Yeah, I'm not sure I buy that, girl.
そうか。確かに昨日は賑やかで楽しかった。
でしょ？
うん。何もなかったけど、ありがとう。
Aww. Aww. Wow. She turned red in an instant. Yep, very cute.
何勘違いしてんのよ。私は別にシロを気遣ったわけじゃなくて。
Sometimes you forget, because you don't always get a lot of her doing the full-blown, like, tsundere trope, but she absolutely is one.
ああ、協力者が減るのはマイナスだもんな。だから様子を見に来たんだろ。
And he's even, like, kind of taking it in as serious and professional a manner as possible there, giving her as much of an out as he can.
そ そうよ。よくわかってるじゃない。
Mm-hmm.
ああ。けど、たとえそうでも感謝してる。
Aw.
遠坂が何企んでいたかは知らないけど、気を使ってくれたことだけは絶対なんだからな。
She groans in dissatisfaction with her face still red. Oh, she's gonna make us pay for this on the back portion of the date. That gesture is so cute, it makes me smile.
なるほど。そっか。
It really is cute though, 100%. And her face looks less derpy now. Maybe it has to do with the expression at that angle. I guess I get it. It might be a different kind, but making the person you like embarrassed makes me really happy. Yeah, it's something that she does to you all the time. Wink, wink, hint, hint. The weather changes once we finish lunch. Yeah, it's definitely getting a little, is a storm brewing? Is this symbolism? Like everything was all happy and things are gonna maybe take a turn? The sky that was clear is now clouded and it looks like it could rain at any moment.
仕方ないか。傘もないし、今日はもう帰りましょう。
Fair enough. There's no objection. Tosaka started this to begin with, so it's her duty to call it a day as well. Seems fair. We get off the bus. It's about to start raining right as we reach the usual intersection.
今日は楽しかった？
Just as we got off the bus and we're about to head to the hill, Tosaka suddenly asked me that. Yeah, it is important. Like, did you have fun today? Because there is, beyond just, you know, getting you up to snuff and making sure everything's okay, there is more to this. There is a bit more deeper reason why she wanted to bring you. I don't even need to answer. There's no doubt it was fun. It's like an extraordinary feat of strength, as if I was thrown into a washing machine and spun around. I feel like my nervousness and confusion were washed away along with the stains. But that is...
どうなの？楽しかった？シロ。
ああ、参った。こんなに遊んだのは久しぶりだ。よくもあそこまで振り回してくれたな。
The more fun it is, the more uncomfortable I get, feeling like I'm unworthy of such a thing, and that goes to his, like, really interesting kind of... Again, I feel like self-hatred is such a strong word, but it's hard to frame it any other way.
そう。シロが何を考えているか知らないけど。
Yep.
楽しいんなら素直に楽しいって言いなさいよ。ここまでエスコートした私に失礼じゃない。
Not only should you just admit that it's fun, you shouldn't let yourself feel guilty about that.
いや、そんなつもりじゃなくてだな。
Yeah, it's a whole it's not you, it's me thing with Shiro here.
あるわよ。あんた、無意識にブレーキかけちゃってるもの。前に何があったか知らないけど、そんなに辛いことだったら、いっそ忘れた方が楽じゃないの？
Unfortunately, it's not that simple, but I get where she's coming from, but obviously it's not that simple. She is trying to help us out, though. My breath stops. It's like she stuck a knife deep into my affected area with unexpected agility.
遠坂、それは。
さあ、私のしたことじゃないわ。まあ、当初の目的は果たしたし、あとはそっちの問題か。
Because it goes back to the thing that he feels like he should have died in that fire 10 years ago, and his life is almost... It almost shouldn't be, so... Which I think that, combined with his admiration for Kiritsugu, is why he is so obsessed with the idea of being a hero of justice and saving people, you know, and why he views his own life in such a interesting manner. Tosaka heads towards the hill with her hair flowing in the wind. Not in the direction lined with Western-style houses, but the slope where the Japanese-style houses are. I guess she's coming with again. I stand there in a daze.
シロ、家に帰らないのですか？じき雨が降ってきますが。
Good to see that you're still here, Saber.
ああ、そうだな。行こう。
Yep. Being urged by Saber, I turn towards the hill. Oh? Oh? As soon as I return home, I'm overwhelmed by a strong sense of discomfort. Castor? Nothing is missing, yet I feel a sense of loss, like nothing is right. What is happening? They all sense it. Both their faces stiffen, so does mine. Or is his, like, bounded field, like... Is it the boundary field? The bounded field of the house? The identity of this feeling. It's the same, yet the building is stripped of something important. It's the bounded field. The thing missing from the house is the bounded field. Yep. The bounded field that my old man set up. The bounded field that notifies us if something hostile intrudes has been forcefully cut off. That has to have been Castor. I imagine nobody else could maybe Rin, but obviously she didn't. But like, I feel like nobody other than Castor would have been able to pull that off in this Holy Grail War.
誰かが留守中に押し入ったみたいね。出かけてたのは幸いか。
Interesting.
シロ、タイガは
Yeah, I was thinking the exact same thing. After being astonished, I start running. Also, yeah, I wonder, I mean, I guess it could have been, I take that back, it probably could have been, it could have been Shinji and Gilgamesh, actually. I wouldn't be surprised if Gilgamesh could pull that off. There's no time to think.
待ちなさい。中にまだ敵がいるかもしれないじゃない。
Oh, we're going for it now. Here we go. I hear a sound. I feel stagnation in the air once I open the door. The aftermath of someone intruding. The air is heavy like silk with a small amount of impurity in place of the bounded field. I run with my shoes still on. I have no time to take them off or even think to do so. I enter the living room. The light isn't on. Under the gray sky in the dark living room.
あら、このまま連れ去ろうと思ったのに、いいタイミングで現れるのね、坊や。
Boy, that is definitely Castor. Oh boy. I'm sure we'll see her momentarily. Oh god. Oh god. That is kind of hot. Not gonna lie. There was an unconscious Fujine and Castor, the enemy.
キャスター
Yep. That's a really cool shot, though. I hear Saber's voice behind me. The two rush over and stop, seeing Castor. It must be because Fujine is being held hostage. If Saber and Tosaka were to attack, Castor would cast a spell. It would be faster than any of us. Even if Saber were to charge forward, or Tosaka were to cast a spell, Castor's fingertip would light up first. That position. That happens. That's weird, but Fujine's head will definitely splatter like a tomato. My mind freezes. I'm furious. My blood is boiling with anger, so much that my vision is about to turn red. Yet my mind is awfully objective. I didn't know that you become calm once your anger surpasses a certain limit. Interesting.
不用心よ、坊や。魔術師であるのなら、結界にはもっと力を入れないと。
Damn. She snickers. I accept even that, as if it's happening to someone else.
首相な心がけねえキャスター。自分からこっちの陣営にやってくるなんて降伏宣言のつもり？
ええ、似たような要件よ。もっとも許しを請うのはあなたたちの方でしょうけど。
Yikes. Their voices are enough to create sparks between them. Tosaka keeps glaring at Castor without doing anything. God, I am really loving Castor, though, I will say. If she moves... They doing it again. Fujimura will die, but... Bro is blanking out on her name. If she were to move, then I'll... What the fuck are they doing here? If she were to move, then I'll... I don't even know. I literally don't know what this word... I literally, like, because it's not Fujimura. If she were to move, then I will Fujimura Tosaka before... Yeah, that doesn't make sense. I will... Yeah, he's having like words blank out, but it was her name 2 times in a row. So it had only been Fujimura the 2 times, and now it's if she were to move, then I'll blank Tosaka before what?
で、人質を取って何をするっていうのよ、あんた。
あなたに用はないわ。関心があるのはそこの坊やよ。
Interesting.
ねえ、私が持ちかけた話をまだ覚えていて。
The incident at the temple. Castor told Archer and I to be her subordinates.
あんた、まだ懲りずにそんなこと。
Yeah, she really wants us for some reason. Tosaka's angry. That's unexpected. Archer must have actually reported to Tosaka. Yeah, so Archer, so she understands what that is.
懲りる？そうね。本来なら一度断った人間に関心なんて持たない。けれど、それも相手によるのよ、お嬢さん。
お嬢さん? Castor is looking only at me.
あなたは面白いわ、坊や。聖杯戦争は今回で5回目。そのいずれもあなたのようなケースはなかったでしょう。殺してしまうのは簡単。けれどせっかくの貴重なサンプルだもの。
Okay.
できれば殺さずに手に入れたい。
Interesting.
分かって？こんな無粋な真似をするのも、あなたを生きたまま仲間にしたいからなのよ。
Yeah. I get it. You're very interested in us. That means if I refuse, she will kill Fujimura.
私は主の命に背いてここまで来た。そこまであなたを評価しているのだから、こちらの熱意も信用できるのではなくて？
Interesting. I'm really curious what's going to happen here. Like, what is Shiro's play here? I don't actually think we're going to get a choice here, but if we get a choice here, that would be crazy.
何勝手なこと言ってんのよ。マスターに黙って好き勝手やってるやつが。
Yeah, pretty much.
あら、嫉妬？でも残念。悪いけどあなたに興味はないの。魔術師としては優秀みたいだけど、私には到底及ばないわ。私が欲しいのは完成した万能ではなく、不完全な得意能力だけ。
Yeah, she's interested. Yeah, because that's the thing. She's like a goddess tier mage. And like Rin is a super talented mage, but like that's what she is. She's like a super good mage, whereas Shiro is a weird case. He's interesting and unique and different, even if he's not that powerful, at least currently.
その点、そこの坊やは理想的よ。魔術師として未熟だもの。御するのはたやすいですし。
A charming, derisive laughter. Castor presses for my answer while digging her fingers into the back of Fujimura's neck.
困った子ね。悩むことなどないでしょうに。聖杯を手に入れるのは私以外にない。この町はとっくに私のものだもの。いくらあなたのセイバーが優れていようと、無尽蔵の魔力を持つ私を倒すことはできないわ。
That's crazy. Of course, again, this is more complicated because of, yeah, like, I don't know, you say all that, but there is a certain golden archer that exists. Saber's presence moves. She's ready for war. She would immediately charge at Castor if she sees an opening.
だから無駄なのよ、セイバー。いいこと？ここでこうしている私でさえ影に過ぎない。
That makes a lot more sense. You didn't leave, you're still at Ryoto Temple.
私の力の供給源は町に住むすべての人間。1000人単位でマスターを持っているようなものよ。
It's a weird matchup though, because Saber has such a strong magic resistance.
それがどういうことか分かって？
貴様、まさか。
そう。魔力のない人間でも魂そのものは別でしょ？
Damn.
私たちはもともとソウルイーターだもの。マスターから命という魔力を奪えば、いくらでも魔力は引き出せる。
That's crazy.
あなたの その怪物じみた宝具も今の私なら何度だって扱えるわ。
What? An almost inexhaustible source of supply. Magical energy sucked out from the people in the city. Is she saying she will win because she has that? Is she boasting that she's invincible because she uses innocent people like Fujimura? Yep. It's the same as that time. She is still laughing while sacrificing others? Yeah, that's the way she views things. The firing hammer rises. Heat returns to my mind that was frozen from being too objective.
さあ、答えを聞かせて、エミヤシロ。
Ooh, baby. Where is this gonna
あ
go?
なたに勝ち目はないわ。セーバーと共に私に従ってくれるかしら。
藤姉を話せ。
Oh!
話を聞いてなかったのかしら。私に下りなさいと言ったのよ。
うるさい。藤姉を話せ。
Dude, is Castor actually gonna kill her? That would be fucking wild. There is nothing else. I don't have a single thing to hand her. A grinding sound. After Castor grits her teeth in irritation, she sighs as if to calm herself down.
わかったわ。交渉は決裂というわけね。聖杯を手に入れられるマスターは一人だけだもの。他のマスターと手を組む気はないということ。
No! He has no intention of cooperating with your bitch ass, Castor, as much as I do really like you.
違う。聖杯とかそういうのは関係ない。
Mm-hmm.
俺はお前とは組まないだけだ。
Yep.
そう。嫌われたものね、私も。
You most certainly are. There is no contempt in her quiet voice. Yes, she just accepts it. In return, it is only filled with anger.
本当に残念。あなたを気に入っていたという気持ちに嘘はなかっただけにね。
It seems like he is quite polarizing. Some people love him, some people hate him, but everyone seems to have an opinion one way or the other on Shiro, masters, servants alike.
もしあなたが私に協力してくれたなら、聖杯を分けてあげてもよかったのに。
それこそ余計なお世話だ。俺はお前みたいなやつを止めるために戦うって決めたんだ。聖杯なんて関係ない。そんなことより、藤姉を話せ。
Holy shit. I glare at Castor. Receiving my stare filled with enmity, Castor... I love the, like... That's a hard laugh to do, because she's kind of holding it. She's not going, like, full evil laugh. She's got to really tone it down, but still have, like, a little bit of the creepy undertone, too. She laughs as if it's funny for some reason.
お前。
あら、気に障った？けどあなたも悪いのよ。心にもないことを口にするから。
Oh. Oh, now she's gonna call him out. I never said anything I don't mean.
聖杯なんて関係ない？本当にそうなのかしらね。あなたは聖杯の犠牲者ですもの。
She's not wrong.
聖杯なんて関係ない。そう言葉にする時点で、あなたは聖杯を憎んでいるのではなくて？
Interesting. For a moment, my heart froze.
シロ？
I'm frozen and can't understand anything. Not even Tosaka's eyes that look at me with worry, nor Saber's face that's lowered in pain. Yep. 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 Oh, the glitching is crazy. Not even the extremely unpleasant nausea that rises up to my throat.
知ってるわよ、エミヤシロ。
Yep!
前回の戦いは10年前だったんですって？
Interesting.
その時にあなたは全てを失った。炎の中に一人取り残され、死を待つだけだったあなたは、エミやキリツグに拾われた。
Interesting! Where are we going with this? How did you find out? Why do you know? How'd you find out are kind of the same thing. Interesting. Let Castor cook, man. I am so curious where she's going with this.
だから本当はこの家の子供じゃないのよ、あなたは。
Yeah, he's not blood related to Kiritsugu.
にもかかわらず、なりたくもない魔術師にさせられて、今まで苦しんできたんでしょ?
Okay, so let me cook for a second here. This is what's funny about this, right? Like, obviously he's gonna respond by saying that, like, Kiritsugu actually didn't want him to become a mage and like, that whole thing, right? But that moment when he was saved by Kiritsugu and he survived that fire, again, this goes back to it. Emiya felt like his life, you know, from that moment essentially existed both to be like Kiritsugu and specifically to be the idea of a hero of justice. So in that moment, by being saved by the mage Kiritsugu, he felt he had to become the mage Kiritsugu. Whether or not he actually could was relevant. So despite the fact that Kiritsugu certainly did not force him, in a weird way it was fate, or one might just say Shiro himself, that forced him. So, like, as much as he's going to be like surface level, like in a literal context, you're wrong, that's not what happened. In a weird way, the events of 10 years ago, the events of the Holy Grail, pushed him into that situation and therefore pushed it towards, you know, being saved by Kiritsugu after that disaster made him feel like he had to be like Kiritsugu and pushed him to being a mage. Now again, this series is literally called Fate. Fate! Right? So it's like, is there some element of this that this was always meant to happen, right? That the Holy Grail chose Emiya Shiro, chose Shiro to suffer that fate at the end of the 4th Holy Grail War, therefore setting it up, and with the setup of 10 years later, he would become a master in the 5th Holy Grail War. Like, how much are we playing into the idea of fate? And it's hard to just ignore that in a series literally called Fate, right? So it's like, in that sense, you could say that in a way, all of this was caused by the Holy Grail, and therefore, yeah, he is a victim of the Holy Grail, and like, he's essentially had his whole life has been essentially laid out before him by the Holy Grail, if you want to go that deep into the concept of fate as it pertains to Emiya's life. And you can easily see how that works, like that. And I'm wondering to what extent Castor might go that route, especially with her being a mage and, you know, maybe having a better understanding of the concept of fate than most people might. Potentially. There's the fire.
嘘。エミヤ君、今の話。
Yeah, there is that. There is that. Yeah, this wasn't something that other people knew.
そう。あなたにとって聖杯は憎むべき敵だった。そんなあなたがこの戦いに参加するなんて皮肉な話ね。
Yep. Yep. Oh, this is so good. I was not expecting this to come up in this episode. Even when we got, even more so when we found out that Castor had, taken, Fujimura hostage.
あなたの気持ちはわかるわ。誰だって不当に自身の幸福を奪われては恨まずにはいられない。ええ。私が気に入ったのは、そういうエミやシローの過去よ。
Interesting.
あなたには復讐の資格がある。聖杯を手に入れて10年前の清算をする権利がある。だからあなたを仲間にしてあげてもいいと思った。
You are qualified to take revenge. You have the right to obtain the Holy Grail and settle what happened 10 years ago. That is why I considered having you on my side. This is so interesting because Castor sounds a lot like Kotomine right now. But, like, there's a lot of, I'm getting a lot of Kirei vibes from Castor. And like, I'm not saying that she's working with him, obviously. But just her thought process and how she views Shiro here feels reminiscent to some extent of how Kirei viewed Shiro. And obviously, you know, Shiro, one could say, didn't live up to his expectations, and what happened. I assume something similar will happen here with Castor and Shiro. But I really like the way we're framing this, and I think this is really cool. Like, the idea, like, she's really, like, fascinated and intrigued by Shiro's life, and, like, because of that, that's really interesting. That is really interesting. Because what she's doing is she's bargaining, right? She's like, she's trying to win him over with a threat, but she's like, she has all these different tricks, and this is just another way. So now she could double it with, like, if you join me and work for me, not only will I let Fujimura go, but I can also help you get your revenge and help you realize that it's the revenge you even want, because you didn't even necessarily realize that you wanted that revenge in the first place. And on top of that, obviously, you know, even if she completely fails, she's complicated the relationship between Shiro and Rin by revealing all of this in this context.
私だって戦いを望んではいない。だって殺し合いなんて馬鹿らしいでしょ。聖杯に無限の富があるのなら、いくら分けてもそこは尽きないはず。
I mean, that's fair.
なら信用に足る者たちなら聖杯を共有してもいいのではなくて？
That's the problem. Like, how could he ever trust you? There are no lies in those words. Castor must genuinely think so.
復讐なさい、エミやシロ。聖杯は私の手にあるも同然。あなたの願いを叶えてあげることぐらい造作もないわ。
よまいごとだ、キャスター。サーバントが最後の一人になるまで聖杯は現れない。そのような名言で私のマスターを侮辱するな。
いいえ、戦わなくとも聖杯が手に入る方法はあるのよ、セイバー。他のサーバントには無理でも、キャスターである私には聖杯のからくりは読み取れる。
Interesting.
そうね。膨大な魔力出力を誇るあなたが手を貸してくれるなら、今からでも聖杯を呼び出すことは可能でしょう。
That's crazy. Yeah, even Saber's like, wait, seriously? Yeah, that's gotta now. Oh, this is so good because she has Emiya in check, and now she just put Saber in check. Oh, this is crazy. Like, I feel like the only thing that breaks this, like obviously Shiro's stubbornness, but even still, like, Tosaka's kind of the dark, like, the wild card in this situation. Because, like I said, she's put Emiya in check, and she just put Saber in check. That creates a crack in Saber's spirit. Yep. Because Saber herself can feel that there are no lies in Castor's words. Dude, that's crazy that she's that good of a mage, that she could basically fuck with the Holy Grail like that. Yeah, or maybe this could be considered the check. Just being like, putting all that is putting pressure on him. Now she's putting him in check by saying, this is your final chance before I actually just kill your girl.
無益な戦いは避けたいのでしょ。なら私に従いなさい。セイバーを私に渡し、あなたが私に協力するというのなら、聖杯はあなたたちに預けるわ。
Man, dude, Castor is cooking so hard. She is becoming one of my favorite like, she is like up there with, she's getting up there with Archer and Saber. I'm not gonna lie. Like, and I love Ryder. She's so hot, and, like, that shit's fire. But this girl is becoming... I think she's my third favorite servant right now, right? Because I think I go Archer 1, Saber 2, and it's really close, but I think I still do lean Archer as much as I love Saber and loved her more and more over the course of the Fate route. But I could be... Because I think I do, because I think, like, if I'm being honest, I think Archer's my second favorite character, and Saber's probably 3? But Castor is... I love Castor. And it's so cool to have this, given how little she was involved in the first route. But the Castor stuff we've gotten in the previous couple episodes has just been absolutely phenomenal. I am absolutely falling in love with her. And, like, obviously I did really like Gilgamesh and what an asshole he was, and I'm very excited to see more of him at some point in this route, but holy shit, dude. Castor is so good. The final negotiation. Saber is perplexed. Battles should be avoided if they can be avoided, so it would be impeccable if it were impossible to obtain the Holy Grail that way, if it were possible. Besides, the enemy has Fujimura's life in her hands. There's only one answer. Even Tosaka is biting her lip as if she has given up. Oh my god! Okay, I mean, I assume refuse is the right answer, but I have to say obey. I nod. I apologize to Tosaka, who stood beside me and stared at me with downcast eyes in my head, and obeyed Castor's words. I wonder if Tosaka's... I don't even think she's gonna really kill Tosaka, to be honest. Saber looks away at my choice, unable to make up her mind. Tosaka doesn't say a thing. Yeah, I know this is like... I'm like 90% sure this is a bad end. But it's so good that, like, I have to see this one through. We promised to beat Castor together, yet she doesn't nag me and just bites her lip. Yeah, like, everybody understands.
賢い選択ね、坊や。ええ、それでこそ聖杯に選ばれたマスターよ。初めから勝ち目のない戦いですもの。おとなしく私に従うことが最善なのですからね。
Interesting. Castor raises her arm. The fingers that were grabbing Fujine's neck go for my heart.
待て。お前の言いなりになる前に一つ約束させろ。
いいわ。立場が分かってないようですけど、聞くだけは聞いてあげる。
遠坂のことだ。お前の口ぶりじゃ遠坂を殺したがってるみたいだからな。こいつが自分の家に戻るまで決して手出ししないと約束しろ。
Promise me, not promise you. Oh, just promise you won't lay a finger. Okay.
シロ。
Castor doesn't answer. The purple robe stares at me indifferently without moving, and... Wow. That's actually a really funny sprite.
何？どんな売り込みをするかと思えば、そんなどうでもいいことで私に従うなんて。
Wow.
素敵よ、坊や。こんなに笑ったのは何年ぶりかしらね。
Wow. I think she'll agree to it, though.
何がそんなにおかしいの、キャスター。確かにバカみたいな条件だけど、あんたにシロを笑い物にする資格なんてない。
I love how Tosaka agrees is a stupid condition, but it's Shiro's choice.
ええ、そうね、お嬢さん。坊やを笑い物にできるのはあなただけよ。だからこそ、今の条件は受け入れる価値がある。
You're the only one that has the right to laugh at him for making that choice. I really like that line from Castor. Oh my god! This is crazy, man. Again, if this is actually the path. Because I'm like, again, just knowing the way these things are, this is probably a bad end. But, this is insane.
よくてよ。ここで殺してしまうつもりだったけど、特別に生かしてあげる。
Yep.
私の協力者のたっての願いですもの。聞き届けてあげなくてはかわいそうだわ。
God damn it. The mage snickers. Glaring at her, Tosaka slowly retreats. Damn, that's so crazy. We had the date, we were having so much fun, and then this happened. What a tone shift. Oh my lord, this is incredible.
さよなら。元からこうなる予定だったし。
Oh!
次に会うときは敵同士ね、エミヤ君。
I'm not gonna lie. Like I said, this is totally gonna be a bad end. But I am dying for this to be the real path. I am dying to see where this goes. And, like, I hope If this is actually where we go, oh my god, I will scream if this was the right choice. I hear her footsteps leaving, without seeing them off until the end.
さあ、茶番はここまでよ、坊や。
Boy, yeah. Oh god, your voice is good. Not as ridiculous as Ryder's, but still, good god, Caster's Seiyu kills it. The mage's finger strips away my consciousness. Yeah, and that's gonna be the bad end, right? No way. We're still going. I'm in a deep darkness. I don't know how many hours have passed. I'm trying to keep track of the time by counting the seconds while I'm awake, but I can't think of any number beyond 10. Everything is hazy. I don't feel my limbs, and it's calm as if I'm floating on water. Also, why does it sound like we're at the church? Well, I mean, actually, that might make sense, given what Caster said she was going to do with me and Saber. I can only imagine that my skull is filled with algae, and I feel like laughing in this darkness. These days, Saber looks away every time I see her. I think we obtained the Holy Grail quite some time ago. What?! Yet Saber doesn't seem happy at all and keeps on apologizing to me.
気分はどう、シロ？あなたのおかげで手に入った聖杯ですもの。欲しいものがあったら言ってちょうだい。セイバーでもあの子でも好きなものを作ってあげるわ。
That's crazy. They actually won in this ending. Something I want. Something I want. Nothing comes to mind. I never wanted anything, and even if I did, it won't do me any good now. That's crazy. If anything, I want a colder place. A painful darkness that would freeze the algae in my skull and make me want to dance. There's Sasaka.
久しぶりね、レミヤ君。ようやく見つけてあげられた。
I hear a familiar voice.
キャスターの言った通りね。あなたは私を逃がすためにそうなった。だから、今のあなたを見て笑ってあげられるのは私だけよ。
I try to raise my hand to greet her, but I can't. I recall a specimen preserved in formalin. I'm floating in water. I can't feel my limbs.
笑い飛ばしてあげる。
Oh, that's so... Oh, that's so... I'll laugh it off for you.
悪い夢はここで終わりよ、シロ。
Oh, is she about to put us out of our misery? Oh! Oh, the water is pouring out. My floating body starts rolling. A warm darkness pours the algae out my skull and makes me want to laugh. Oh my god! That was my favorite dead end of the whole series, I think. Oh my god. Now, I wasn't sure if it was going to be a bad end or a dead end, but it was a dead end. That was incredible. Yeah, why not? Oh!
お知らせ。今回のタイガー道場は師範代が誘拐中のためお休みです。
Wow.
次回新シリーズ魔法のフジネマジカルタイガーにご期待ください。
Maho Fujine Magical Tiger is crazy. That's the whole Tiger Dojo. Oh, that's actually really funny. That was incredible. I had to click that. It was absolutely worth it. I refuse.
断る。お前の話には乗らない。
I say to the mage without looking away. Yeah, literally everyone was like, wait, what? 3 people gasp, yep, Caster, Rin, and Saber. Nobody here expected me to choose that option. I mean, I couldn't, because I just had to see what the I obey would lead to.
あなた正気？自分がどんな立場にいるか分かっていて。
ああ、お前の言い分は分かった。確かに正しいことを言ってると思う。
Mm-hmm. If we can avoid battles, we should avoid them. If the Holy Grail can be shared, we should share it. But he's not going to work with you. But...
けど、人を無差別に襲っている魔女には協力しない。
Yeah, this episode was called Witchcraft.
お前の言い分は正しいけど、その手段は間違ってる。
I don't know why I say episode every single time. This freaking day.
それにもう一つ。俺は無理やり魔術師になったんじゃない。自分から進んで親父の後を継いだんだ。
Now, I obviously discussed how you could look at that as being forced in a more, like, macro sense, but sure.
それを、お前にとやかく言われる筋合いはない。
But that part I agree with. She does have no right to say anything about it.
そう。ならあなたはいらないわ。ここで消えてしまいなさい。
Castor's voice is filled with murderous intent.
貴様。
At the same time, Saber braces herself. Seeing that,
動くな、セイバー。
I stop her with all my might.
頼む。動かないでくれ、セイバー。遠坂のだ。今は動くわけにはいかない。
Yeah, unfortunately, she'll be killed if any one of us moves. In this house, I would lose the person who has been like my older sister and stayed with me until now in this very living room.
シロ、ですが。バカ。ならどうして断ったりしたのよ。
Still, they both stopped. I take one step towards Castor, trying to hide them.
あら、全くの考えなしかと思ったけど、自分の立場ぐらいは理解していたようね。
A smile returns to Castor's face. That arm, her left arm that was carrying Fujine, points slowly at me.
卑怯者、無抵抗のシロを殺すつもり？
まさか、命まで取りはしませんよ。坊やにはマスターで亡くなってもらうだけ。一つしか残っていないようだけど、その霊樹を渡しなさい。
Interesting.
私の仲間にはならない。けれどこの娘は救いたい。
So, remove yourself from the Holy Grail War.
そういうのなら、それぐらいの覚悟はあったのでしょ?
Saber's breath stops. I apologize to Saber in my head and take one step closer to Castor.
わかった。けど、どうやって霊樹を渡せばいい？人に渡す方法なんて俺は知らない。
She might want to take your arm.
シロ、ダメだ。そんなことをしても。
そうね。邪魔が入らなければ移植はできるのだけど、ここでは望めそうにない。落ち着ける場所に移動しないと移植は無理でしょう。
She's gonna want to take your arm.
皮ごと剥ぎ取りなさい。ここで。
Oh, did she say that like mentally? Like telepathically to us specifically? The Black Witch says with a smile. I mean, yeah, that I guess that's actually a less, as fucked as it is, it's less fucked than chopping your damn arm off.
ここまでです。シロ、タイガのことは諦めてください。これ以上キャスターの思い通りにはさせられない。
There's no way he does that.
私も同意見よ。だいたいあいつが人質を解放する玉かっていうの。一度言いなりになったら最後まで利用されるだけよ。
Oh man, this is so tense. Both are right. That's why for now I can only apologize to them in my head.
持っていけ。これでいいんだろう。
I raise my left arm. Castor should be able to take away my command spell along with my flesh with just one word.
シロ、ダメだ。
なんだってのよあんたは。そこまでして他人を助ける必要はないでしょ。
That's who he is, though.
ある。この程度で藤姉が助かるなら、そんなの考えるまでもない。
Yep, for him it's not even a decision. I show my left arm to Castor.
いいわ。こちらに来なさい、エミヤシロ。
Bro, is he about to pull some next level like fucking gangster trickery on her? Because he is getting closer out of this.
何を企んでいるかは知らないけど、どんな奇襲より
Yeah, even
私の
she
指の方が早いのだから。
even she is thinking that, but I tend to think that he's not scheming. Castor does not seem to trust me as she carefully puts distance between us. I walk closer. Castor's right in front of me, and I'm far from the other two. I walked to a position where I couldn't escape from and offered my left arm. The Black Witch watches me in astonishment. She's just waiting for the gambit, and he's just dead serious. It's pretty funny.
驚いたわ。大した善人ね、坊や。いいわ。あなた
Aww.
の誠意に免じて、この女は返してあげる。
Aww, that's kind of sweet if she actually stands by it. Her robe flutters. While keeping her grip on Fujine's neck with her left arm, Castor takes out a dagger with her remaining right hand.
お笑いが
Whoa!
これなら手間をかける必要もなかった。
That is a cool-ass dagger. I wonder if that's her noble phantasm. Probably... I don't know. It'd be weird for a caster to have a dagger as a noble phantasm, but that thing is sick.
本当にバカな子。目障りだから、あなたみたいなお人よしは死んでしまいなさい。
To some extent, I can kind of agree with that, but... She swings her dagger. It goes not from my arm, but down towards my chest as if to take my heart. Saber, yep.
キャスター
Yep. She explodes. Saber steps in with speed that I could only imagine. That speed must have been faster than Castor has expected as she's unable to react to her dagger being repelled. And we're going to be able to save Fujine in the process, aren't we? Castor retreats and Saber goes after her. She must have realized that she can't get away. Oh, okay.
そうなら、
Smiling happily, Castor puts strength into her right arm and...
やめてくれ、サイバー。
Oh shit! I pray from the bottom of my heart and extend my raised left arm.
シロレジオ
That's his last one. Saber stops. Her movements are stopped by the absolute obedience enforced by the command spell. There. But yeah, that's the problem! That's the problem! Yeah. That's the problem. If you commanded her to not attack Castor, she would have still been able to defend herself. With a thud, the dagger is stabbed as easily as making footsteps in snow. And that is such a cool dagger, but that is a special dagger. I can't believe I'm saying this, but this might actually be it for Saber. An illusion as though time has stopped. Saber looks down at her own chest, dumbfounded.
キャスター貴様
そう。これが私の宝具よ、セイバー。何の殺傷能力もない。儀礼用の鍵に過ぎない。
It has no lethality, and is nothing more than a ritualistic key. Oh, is it gonna put Saber under the control of, is it gonna turn Saber? Because it's implying. So it is her noble phantasm. Very interesting.
けれど、これはね、あらゆる契約を覆す裏切りの刃。
A
あなたもこれで私と同じ。
A blade of betrayal that overturns any contract. We are now the same. That is crazy.
主を裏切り、その剣を私に預けなさい。
This is amazing! Okay, I mean, I really wanted to see the other path be the real path, but this path is crazy too. Oh my god. What the hell is happening? A red light shines through. Ominous magical energy flows out. She has A-level magic resistance. But I mean, this is a noble phantasm. Castor noble phantasm. Obviously, our shit's not updated yet, but this is probably like a... Yeah, this is probably like a S tier or magic thing. It goes through Saber's whole body and destroys every rule that disciplined her. Oh my god, that's so cool. It completely cuts my connection with Saber. Oh my god. This is insane! I think that might have been checkmate. I was talking about check. That might have been checkmate. Saber crumbles to the floor. A bruise-like seal appears on her forehead. Let's see it. Oh! She has a command spell! 3 seals appear on Castor, who is standing beside her. This is so cool! The command spell that binds servants. The proof of being Saber's master that used to be me, on me, is now on her arm. This is... what the fuck? Dude, she's collected servants, dude, like Pokemon.
驚いたかしら？これが私の宝具、ルールブレイカー。
Rule Breaker is the name of her noble phantasm. Or rather, Rule Breaker.
この世界にかけられたあらゆる魔術を無効化する裏切りと否定の剣。
The sword of betrayal and negation that nullifies any magecraft cast in this world. That's crazy. Now I got it. Now I got it. There it is. Rule Breaker. All spells must be broken. Rank C, anti-magecraft. It's interesting. She has an anti-magecraft noble phantasm as a mage. Range 1, max targets 1, a dagger that can destroy any magecraft, an ultimate anti-magecraft noble phantasm that can return objects strengthened with magical energy, relations connected by contracts, and lives born from magical energy to how they were before they were created. A magecraft weapon that embodies the divinity of a traitorous witch. Its offensive strength is as feeble as it looks, with only the lethality of a knife. It is just literally, in terms of like its actual like power, it's just a knife. It's literally just a knife. But yeah, it's not designed to kill people. Saber is panting on the floor, as if she is fighting against a poison that entered her body.
あんた、サーバントのくせにサーバント。
Yeah. Yeah. Dude, she is so... Dude, dude, this is crazy, dude. Castor is cooking in this route!
ええ、使い魔にしたのよ、お嬢さん。
Huh.
これで計画通り。
Keikaku Dori is crazy.
エミやシローはマスターではなくなり、セイバーは私のものになった。
Nice.
この娘さえ手中に収めてしまえば、恐れるものは何もない。そうよ。あのバーサーカーが私を襲おうと関係ない。
That's awesome.
今度は私から攻め入ってあげましょう。
Castor laughs loudly and holds the collapsed Fujine in her arms.
ほら、返してあげるわ、おバカさん。大事な人なんでしょ？なら死んでしまわないように、最後まで頑張らないとダメよ。
That's crazy, dude. Is this really gonna happen? Like, I know it's a limited Blade Works, and I talked about how I expected this to be about Archer and Rin, and like, it has in some ways, but dude, Shiro's out. Saber is with Castor. What is happening? This is insane. Fujine's body floats. As if being pulled by an invisible arm, Fujine's body levitates. She gave her back. I catch her at once. Probably just passed out. There is no reply, but her body is warm. Fujine is unconscious, but she's breathing and doesn't have a single wound. Yeah, she probably just used like a sleep spell on her or something. I sigh with relief.
満足したかしら？約束だものね。その娘は助けてあげる。
Yeah.
それに、そうね。あなたも見逃してあげましょう。
Yeah, I mean, you're out of the Holy Grail War now. You're no longer a master, so why would she she really has no reason to kill you unless she wants to. Now, Tosaka, on the other hand, is another problem, though.
先ほどの見せ物、頭にくるぐらい素敵だったから。けれど。
そう。まあ、そういう流れになるわよね、普通。
Yeah.
ええ、戯れはここまでよ、お嬢さん。
There is the problem of Tosaka.
さあ、セイバー。アーチャーのマスターを仕留めなさい。
Oh my god. What is happening?
邪魔をするようなら、あなたのマスターだった子も殺していいわ。
See, I don't want to see Saber break this with sheer willpower. And I actually don't think that's going to happen. So I'm very curious what's going to happen. Because Rin's not going to die here. I don't think Shiro's going to die here. I can't believe I even am saying that it's more likely that Shiro will die here than Rin, which is psychotic. Yeah, because it's like Shiro's not even a master anymore, so you can't even do like a Shiro Archer thing.
ふざけるな。誰が貴様などに。
Was that there before? It's like that part of her outfit that's like more purple than blue. Was that? I don't think that was there before. I wonder if that's part of whatever Caster. They both have like purplish hair. Whatever Caster did to her. Saber glares at Caster, still on her knees.
いいえ、従うのよ、セイバー。あなたはもう私のもの。この霊樹がある限り、身も心も私には逆らえない。
You gonna use the command spell? Oh my god, she actually is. Saber's voice is filled with pain. But on the other hand, Saber's body slowly gets up against her will. Well, maybe it was like that before, actually. I think it was, yeah. I'm just going crazy, I think. Saber's body moves. She charges towards Tosaka at the same speed as before. And... oh my god. What the fuck is happening? She thrusts her sword. Oh my god, he got in the way. Oh my god. Oh my god! What the fuck is happening? I feel a dull pain in my shoulder. I feel the steel stabbing into my shoulder. Saber's sword that should be invisible emerges faintly with my blood. Oh my god. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. What the fuck? I hear Tosaka's voice from right behind me. Dude, Tosaka, you need to get the fuck out of here. But even if she says that, there's nothing I can do. My body just moved on its own, and above all, I didn't want to see Saber attack Tosaka. I didn't want to see it, so I just went in between them. Oh my god. Oh my god, 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 oh my god. My body jumps. Saber's sword doesn't stop its force. It rips my flesh and scrapes my collarbone. The blade will eventually tear the blood vessels in my neck and I will die. That's not good. I'm still carrying Fujine, and Tosaka is behind me.
残念。もったいないわね。その子には興味があったのだけれど。
Mm-hmm. Far away, Caster is saying something.
霊樹に従いなさい、セイバー。そのままもろとも切り落とせば、二人減るわ。
A ruthless order, making sounds as if resisting it. Saber's arm shakes while stopping.
バカな。セイバーの大魔力は霊樹の縛りにさえ抗うというの。
It is A tier magic resistant. She is actually fighting it. Caster is astonished. Still looking down, Saber desperately bites her lips and pulls back her sword. A squeezed out whisper. Something drips, crying from her downcast face. I don't know if he can run. Saber pleads with such earnesty that she might cough up blood. Oh, okay. I think Rin's gonna be able to save Shiro. Tosaka pulls my hand and I start running. The wound on my shoulder is so hot that I can't think properly. I know what they just did. Yes! Oh my god, I knew it. I knew immediately where to look. Oh my god, that's crazy. Oh my god, that's crazy. Saber Master Caster. Dude, Dude, Caster is the master of 2 of the other servants now. The wound on my shoulder is so hot that I can't think properly. Still, I have Fujine in my arm, so I accept that running is my only option. No, I have no choice but to accept it. What a contradiction. She threw away her pride as a swordsman and told me to run. Accepting that wish would be the greatest consolation for her right now. But on the other hand, abandoning her tears and running away itself means losing her. Yep. I'm out of breath. I don't know where I ran, but when I realize it, I see a familiar Western-style mansion towering in front of me.
Shiro, こっち。意識はある？まだ歩ける？
This is, I don't even know what to say. I'm back to wondering if we're gonna have a character transition, like a perspective change after this day. What the fuck? What the fuck? Like, Shiro might still fight with Rin and Archer. Because, I mean, we're building stuff up with him in this route, assuming he survives here. But, which he obviously is going to survive. But, what the fuck? I did not see something like that coming at all. I run, being pulled by someone. My body is strangely light. It must have gotten lighter after losing my insides, or did I lose my senses? The only weight I feel is Fujine's body that I'm holding with one arm. Bro managed to carry her all the way here is crazy, while running and being dragged kinda by Tosaka. I can't see well. I'm not sure where I'm walking or what I'm doing.
藤村先生はそこに寝かせて。ちょっと、聞いてるの？シロ。いいから、ここなら安全だから手を離しなさいっての。
Someone takes away the person I'm holding. The important weight disappears. My body becomes heavy in return. My body that was once light turns into iron, and I collapse, unable to even stand. Oh my lord.
はちゃ、急いで。手当てをするから私の部屋に。
I hear someone's voice. My body is heavy and hot. I imagine turning red. Does it get this hot when you put steel in fire to make a sword? The heat gradually cools down as I pass time uselessly. A room I don't know. I look up at the ceiling with a boiling head. That's all I can do. It seems like I'm lying on a bed.
私じゃ治せない。この傷じゃこれ以上は戦えないでしょうけど。もうマスターじゃないんだから戦う理由もないか。
Bro, what is happening? You probably can't fight any longer with this wound. Are we... How is Shiro retiring from the fight? This is... What is happening? A voice that has regained its calm, unlike earlier. The person who brought me here and treated my wound.
ここまでね。シロはもう戦わなくていいわ。
Said those words. I try to say something and my vision turns black. My eyelids fall. Anesthesia puts my body to sleep. I feel someone leaving and hear the sound of a door closing. My consciousness cut out there. Bro, what the fuck? What the fuck? Alright, we got an interlude. We're not quite done yet. Oh my god. Ooh, this theme. I remember, was this a theme from the, I feel like they don't use this theme much, but was this a theme from, maybe from the, prologue? Oh, we're interluding into Rin, presumably. We're doing a Rin and Archer interlude. I'm so curious who we wake up as tomorrow. The sun sets, the sun that wasn't even visible sets, and the sky that was already gloomy gets even darker. Symbolism.
そうか。セイバーが奪われたか。
I mean, it was literally like I said, talking about symbolism, it was literally the situation here where, I do just want to double check something. Actually, yeah, okay. So her weapon did not give us, at least, you know, Tosaka doesn't know who that is based on the weapon. It might be worth asking Archer if he has any idea. That was Archer's only response. But yeah, like I said, it was getting cloudy. It was going to start rain at the end of our date, and that really was the sign that everything was going to shit. His master, Rin Tosaka, stated the truth simply, but his brevity surpasses hers.
それだけ？これでキャスターの下にいるサーバントは2人よ。何か他に感想はないの？
ああ、これといった打開策は思いつかないな。だが、奴の宝具が判明しただけでも良しとするべきだ。
It's something.
サーバントとマスターの契約を断つか。事前にそれを知っておけば、うまくことを運べるだろう。
Damn.
それはそうだけど、ずいぶん無関心なのね、ハーチャー。あなた、セイバーに肩入れしてたんじゃないの？
そんな素振りを見せたつもりはないが、何をもってそう思う、リン。
そうね。女の勘で納得できる？
Well, that goes back. I mean, that was one of my theories, actually, was there being a connection between Archer and Saber. I've really pushed away from that after initially thinking of it, but...
却下だ。女という年か、君は。まず、色気が足りない。
Damn! You don't have enough charm is crazy.
優雅さも不足だ。
Damn!
おまけに。これが致命的なのだが、とにかく、可愛さが分かりづらい。
To go back to the baseball analogies from earlier, 3 strikes, you're out.
なんだ、ようやく調子出てきたわね、あんた。
She smiles happily. It's not Archer if he's not like this. Fair. An unemotional Archer is not a partner Rin trusts. Her partner always has to be composed and speak sarcastically to anyone, regardless of who it is. Rin realizes that this is the knight's kindness. Speaking sarcastically is like him indirectly telling others to fix parts of themselves. I like that, actually. That's really cool.
そう。じゃあ、確証その1。あなた、初めてセイバーと会った時、手を抜いてたでしょ。
Damn.
いくらセイバーが強いって言っても、守り上手なあなたが一撃で倒されるとは思えないのよね。
あれは不意打ちだったからな。君と同じ。予想外の展開には弱いんだ。
余計なお世話よ。で、確証その2。ライダーの一件の後、セイバーを挑発してたでしょ。あれってどう考えてもあんたらしくないのよね。それで少し見方を変えてみたら分かっちゃった。あなた、あの時セイバーを叱ってたんでしょ。
Interesting.
正解？やっぱりね、そうじゃないかと思ってたんだ。前世からの因縁にしろ何にせよ、あんたがあそこまで冷たい態度を取るなんて珍しいもの。
Wow, was I really right?
そうかな。私は誰に対してもああいった対応をしていると思うのだが。
Is bro really gonna be like was I actually right?
そう思うは本人ばかりってね。思うんだけど、あなたって自分に関することだけは不器用なのよ。周りに対してはすごく器用だから、つい騙されちゃうんだけど。
Wow. Archer frowns as if reflecting on himself. It seems like he's aware of it. The Red Knight goes silent with a troubled expression as Master looks at that with pleasure. I love how she's doing this to, like, get something out of it. Then suddenly...
で、そろそろ思い出した？自分がどこの英雄か。セイバーと関係があるなら、セイバーに近い時代の英雄なんでしょ？
Interesting. She asks as if to test him.
いや、もやがかかったままだ。
I'm so curious how he's gonna find out or remember or whatever.
君の言う通り、あのセイバーには覚えがある。
Huh.
あちらは知らないようだから、あまり深い関係ではなかったようだ。
So there's the confirmation that presumably he is from the similar time frame as Saber, but if it's not a deep connection, then like I said, maybe he's from a different part of the world and maybe there was some like brief thing there. But maybe he's not, like, related to, like, King Arthur, but, again, from that time period.
じゃあ、友人とか恋人関係じゃなかったのね。残念。 そうだったらセイバーの正体も分かったのに。
Hmm. She doesn't sound disappointed. A forced line that's not genuine.
まあ、いずれ思い出すさ。
Hopefully soon, bro.
それより、リン。連れ込んできた者の様子はどうだ？命に別状はないのか？
うん。なんとか命は取り留めたわ。あいつ、昨日まで怪我を負っても勝手に治ってたくせに、今回の傷は全然治らないのよ。
Yes, he's like out of
契約が切
commission.
れたら、セイバーからもらっていた治癒能力がなくなったんでしょうね。
Either they're gonna get really creative with this, or they're gonna switch perspectives to Tosaka. And either result will be really interesting, but like, what the hell?
けど、まあなんとかなったわ。幸い急所は外れてたし、3日ほど安静にしていれば食事ぐらいはできるようになる。
Hmm.
いや、そっちじゃない。もう一人の方だ。
Yeah, they're running. Oh, Fujimura?
ああ、藤村先生。あの人なら寝室で寝かせてあるわ。キャスターの眠りの魔術を受けているけど、本人はすっごく元気よ。
そう。
Oops, sorry.
だが、キャスターの魔術なら眠り姫になりかねないな。
Huh.
あの女のそれは魔術というより呪いだ。
That's
解
funny.
決するには本人を倒すのが手っ取り早い。
She might turn into Sleeping Beauty with Caster's Magecraft.
そうね。どのみち聖杯戦争も長くは続かない。一日でも早くキャスターは倒すし、藤村先生ならひょっこり自力で起きそうだし。
That's awesome. Archer agrees. And after a brief pause of the conversation,
キャスター退治が最優先だな。マスターが一人減ったとはいえ、セイバーは健在だ。余裕はないぞ、リン。
yeah, it is interesting. Shiro's out of the game. They think there's 5, but little do they know there's actually 6 masters in play because Shinji's still in play,
わ
but
かってる。すぐに街に出るわ。いくらキャスターでも、セイバーを完全に支配するには時間がかかるはず。できれば、セイバーが操られる前にキャスターを倒さないと。
yep.
了解だ。では、あの小僧との契約もここまでだな。
Well, I mean, kinda.
ではない。エミヤシロはマスターではないのだろう。
Hmm.
ならば戦力にはならんし、わざわざ守ってやる必要もない。君が使った2つ目の霊樹はこれで解約ということだ。どうした？まさか共に戦ったよしみで面倒を見るなどというのでは
I mean, nobody should go after him. He doesn't have command spells anymore, so really he should be okay.
まさか、そこまでお人よしじゃないわ。
Hmm.
なら
けど、まだ終わってない。あいつが自分から降りるって言うまで約束は破らない。
Like, I get where she's coming from, but literally what could bro do?
私は突っぱねるけど、あいつが参ったって言うまでは終わらせちゃいけないんだから。
Hmm. She declares, even though she is not sure. Besides, how can he rebel against that?
それが私の方針よ。文句ある？ハーチャ。
I think he's concerned because he knows the type of person Shiro is.
仕方あるまい。
Yep.
君がそういう人間だということ
But he also knows the type of person Rin is. His reply is sarcastic, yep. She snorts as she orders him.
行くわよ、アーチャ。どうしてか知らないけど、キャスターは竜道寺に戻っていない。なら、探し出して戻る前に倒しましょう。
Interesting. There is no need to answer. The knight in red silently nods and follows behind his master. And that's gonna be the end of the interlude. Oh my god, it's not. There are still masses of gloomy clouds in the sky. A moonless night. She departs with an archer to aim at her target. Oh, that's a line. And now, end of interlude now? Oh my god. Oh my god. What is happening? I'm literally... This episode's never gonna end. It feels like I just got punched. I wake up from the pain in my shoulder. My body is still intact. I can still feel my limbs and hear the sound of my own breathing. My shoulder is wrapped in a bandage, and the bed I'm sleeping in is soft. Yeah, she got you here. I mean, you came. An unfamiliar room. Ha! An unfamiliar ceiling. They almost said the thing. If I remember correctly, someone said something.
ここまでね。シロはもう戦わなくて。
Yep. I get up. I remember everything and jump out of bed. Yeah, I was gonna say that won't go well. Pain causes my back to arch. I touch my left shoulder. It still burns like fire. It feels much worse than a pulled muscle. Well, I'm lucky that my arm is still attached since it was pierced through with a sword, but honestly, it hurts badly. I slowly get out of bed. If I clench my teeth, I could somehow bear this pain. Then... the heat from my shoulder reaches my head. I shake that off and move my legs. Yeah, there shouldn't be anyone. I remember Tosaka's words. She said those words and left. So she must have gone out to fight by herself. There's no way he's actually making out here. I head to the door. I must go outside. I need to go outside and find Tosaka. I'm going to fall. I almost fall, so I support myself using the dressing table. It's useless. I fall to the floor along with the dressing table that I leaned on. Ow. I collect the scattered accessories and put them back. I see something familiar amongst the— oh my god! No way. Yep. I've seen this somewhere. Yeah, it was like this back then too. The night I got stabbed in the chest by Lancer. Yep. I got a fatal wound and it was healed before I knew it. Yep. I think there was something I picked up when I left the hallway with a sluggish body. It's hot. The poison from my shoulder circulates to my brain and makes me lax. Interesting that this is how this comes up in this route. I can tell, but I can't gather my thoughts. Things that I had believed were dreams until now. Or whose servant was fighting Lancer at that time. Or who could save me when I was dying and who had the necessity to be there. The necessity? No, it was necessity. There's no need to think about those things anymore, yet my head is spinning. Yeah. I feel dizzy. I'm a mess from the pain, heat, and my own stupidity. I move my legs. Anyway, I have to look for her now. I have something I want to say, and now I have something I have to tell her. That's all I can think about with this brain that's as mushy as stew. You guys say I love her? Oh my god, we're still going. This is crazy. I was in front of the train station before I realized it. My hazy mind moves with only vague images. Dude, I'm just locked in. We're just going for it. We're just going for it. I don't know. This episode's going to go on forever, but we're just doing it. That she's there. It's ordering me to go there and look for her. I don't know why I'm drawn here. My boiled brain only thought of this building. Her on the roof or whatever. Then I can only follow my instincts. You're gonna look up. I don't have any other way to find Tosaka to start with. Whatever that may be, I can only cling to something. Yep, the roof. I go out to the rooftop. The wind that blows high up is cold and cools my heated head down a bit. Yep, she did go to the roof to be all cool. A faint gasp. Tosaka was looking down at the town from the rooftop, just as she had been that night.
帰りなさい。何のつもりか知らないけど、目障りよ、あなた。
I think he's gonna say I love you. I don't know what else he could say at this point. I think we're gonna get that. She looks at me angrily, as she should, behind me. There is someone silently telling me that it's not my turn.
帰らない。戻るときは遠坂とだ。一緒に戦うって約束しただろう、俺たちは。
Holy fuck. I pull my hazy mind together with force and somehow move my mouth.
そんな約束忘れなさい。だいたい今のあなたに何ができるっていうのよ。セイバーを失ったあなたにマスターの相手は務まらない。
それは。
それにあなたが戦う必要なんてもうないわ。マスターじゃなくなったんだから教会に逃げ込めば安全よ。あとはおとなしくしていれば聖杯戦争は終わってくれる。
I almost faint hearing those words.
バカ言うな。セイバーをあのままにしておけるか。いいか、一度戦うと言ったんだ。ならどんなことになったって最後まで
She'll do something to make sure you can't fight if you keep being this stubborn. My vision turns red. I can't talk. Just by yelling, all the muscles in my body cramp up and I feel like I'm going to die.
それ見なさい。今まではセイバーの助けがあったけど、なくなればそうなるのよ。
Yep.
いい？エミヤ君。人間は傷つけば死ぬの。あなたのその傷だって本来なら致命傷なんだから。
Damn it. I know that already. I know, but I'm in so much pain that the words I need to say can't come out.
それにセイバーがどうのこうのって言うけど、それはあなたが気にかける問題じゃないわ。
Shouldn't. But
エミヤ君はマスターじゃなくなったんだから、セイバーがどうなろうと関係ないでしょ。
I don't think he cares for that logic of yours, Rin. It does concern me. This pain is proof that I've been saved by Saber until now. Damn, that's actually a really good line.
違う。マスターでなくてもだ。セイバーは嫌がっていた。あんな奴の言いなりになんてさせられ。
そう。けどあなたは無力よ。いいわ。あなたが認めようとしないのなら代わりに私が言ってあげる。今のあなたじゃセイバーを助けることなんてできない。
Yep. The heat disappears. Even the boiling in my mind froze with those cold-hearted words.
話はここまでよ。
Yeah, she's not wrong.
セイバーはいなくなってマスターでもなくなった。聖杯戦争なんていう殺し合いに巻き込まれる理由はなくなったんだから、ここで白は降りなさい。
The kill fest called the Holy Grail War is crazy. Tosaka turns around and leaves. Oh my god. Like a badass, what the hell? Amidst the wind blowing at the building, Tosaka kicks the ground without any hesitation. Oh no, she knows what she's doing. I reach out frantically. Yep. There's no need for that. The Red Knight appears beside Tosaka as if to protect her. Even if she jumps from this height, she should be able to land without a problem if she has a servant. Tosaka's lips move slightly. I can't hear what she said, but her eyes that look at me... You'll die if you get involved any longer. Oh my god. Oh my god, this is so good. She coldly tells me like it's the final warning. The heat that had cooled down returns. My thoughts get confused from the pain and heat. I can't save Saber. There's no reason for Emi Yashiro to fight. My wound hurts. I repeat those words in my head as I look down at the night view that swallowed Tosaka. Oh my god. What is happening? What are they doing right now? This is insane. We're just in. We're just in. I'm so committed right now. What the hell? And then the music changed too. We're already at like a 4+ hour video, but we're just in it. I'm just going for it. I'm going. It is a silent night. The wind blowing through the mountain forest is gentle, and the rustling of the trees is as faint as a whisper. There are no birds singing about winter or beasts howling at the moon. There is only one passage that leads to the Ryoto Temple. What is happening? The long stone stairs remain peaceful tonight as well, but others do not know. This place has already withstood 5 wars, each one a fight to the death. Many servants have challenged the Ryoto Temple. Berserker, Lancer, Rider, Saber, and Archer. The mountain is able to calmly enjoy the darkness thanks to the sorcerer that completely drove those 5 away. That's crazy. That's crazy. The long sword moves. Fortunately, it was a moonless night. The crescent-shaped arc of the moving sword is so elegant that the moon would be ashamed of itself if it saw it.
聞いているのですか、アサシン。あなたには門番を続けてもらうと言ったのです。
He ignores the purple mage caster. Assassin lowers his long sword and glances at the forest without interest.
いや、邪魔者がいてな。おかしな鳥を見かけたので切ってみたが、血も出なければ悲鳴もあげぬ。これはお前の同胞か、キャスター。
そう。監視役の使い魔ね。バーサーカーのマスターか、あのお嬢さんか。
Huh.
どちらにせよ、こ
Interesting.
こもそう長くは持たない。
Caster walks to the forest and looks down at the thing fallen on the ground. It is the corpse of an owl. A bird made out of crystal, a simple yet excellent spine creation probably made by Archer's master.
あのお嬢さんも運がないわね。もう少し無能なら教え子にしてあげてもよかったのに。
Huh. She steps on it. The amethyst crystals are crushed to pieces and scattered on the ground, shining like stars.
こんな輩も多いですし。マスターの守護は任せましたよ、アサシン。マスターが死んでしまっては、私も消えざるを得ない。そうなればあなたとて存在してはいられない。消えたくなければ死ぬ気で門を守りなさい。
さて、死ぬ気でというのは難しいな。この小次郎。
Huh.
生まれてこの方、生きているという実感がない。
Oops. That's an interesting line.
そのようなものに決死を命じても無意味ではないかな、キャスター。
Kesta.
減らず口よ。勘違いはしないことね、アサシン。あなたは私が呼び出したサーバントよ。
Huh.
奴隷は奴隷らしく振る舞いなさい。
That's ironic given the fact that you're a servant.
いいこと？主人に忠誠を誓えないのなら、ここで消してしまうだけよ。
There is only enmity and contempt in Caster's voice. To her, Assassin is only a tool. It is annoying enough for a tool to be talking, so it is natural for her to get irritated when it starts talking sarcastically.
そうか、それはしたり。カゲロウのごとき我が命だが、今消されるのは困る。一つ約束をしてしまったのでな。できるのならば果たしたいのだ。
Fair enough.
なら言葉を慎みなさい。あなたはただここを守っていればいい。ええ、それが果たせた暁にはあなたを本物にしてあげるわ。宝具も持たない下級のあなたが英霊になれるのだから、命を懸ける価値はあるでしょ。
心配は無用だ。元より閣僚の身、与えられた役割は演じきってみせよう。
Interesting.
だがいいのかな、キャスター。私も主人に忠実ではないが、お前とて不義理ではないか。こたびの件、マスターには内密であろう。
At that instant, Assassin's body explodes. An explosive sound. The curse Castor implanted into his body when he was summoned has exploded. Holy shit. The trees sway. Assassin is blown away and slammed into the forest. His chest is pierced by his own ribs. His figure looks like a blooming flower.
これはまた日に日に度が過ぎていくな、キャスター。
黙りなさい。次に同じことを言わせるのなら、あと5日を待たずに消し去るだけよ。
That's crazy.
まったく。女と精進は手に負えんというが、お前はいささか行き過ぎだ。
The combination of a woman and an immoral person. The flashy servant stands up slowly. Even though his ribs are coming out of his chest and he's bloody all over, the servant does not lose his elegance.
おお、そのような目で睨むな。美しい顔が台無しだぞ、キャスター。わかっている。お前のマスターには全て内密に行うのだろう。セイバーを捕らえたことも、私という門番がいることも隠し通す。
It's so interesting given her master. I feel like her master wouldn't... Like, I don't even know if she has much reason to hide anything from Soichiro, honestly.
良い美談ではないか。主人を思うその心意気。あの男に通じるといいのだが。
Maybe she really does care for him, and that's why. Like, that's what they're framing.
アサシン、あなた。
Is she really in love with him? Like, genuinely? Like, the fiancé thing is legit, potentially? That'd be crazy. But, yeah.
何？ただの負け惜しみだ。どうやら俺には手を挙げられぬのだから。
Bro's like,
この程度のざれ言は許せよ。
Bro's like, at least give me this much.
門は守る。何があろうと守り通そう。
Mm-hmm.
だが、そういうお前はどこに行く？私の守りは信用できぬか？
当然でしょ。あなたはただの保険よ。けどそれも終わり。セイバーさえ手に入れれば、こんなひなびた場所を神殿にすることもないわ。
陣地替えか。となると、確かに私は用済みだが、このお山に勝る霊地があるとでも？
ええ。多少は劣るようだけど、私にふさわしい場所があるわ。
Huh.
それに、遠からずそこには足を運ぶのですもの。
Slightly
今す
inferior,
ぐ
but
に
it
行っても
suits
問題
her.
はないでしょ。
Huh. So she just, you know, when she's like, well, I have enough power to where I can take a slight downgrade given the fact that I'd just rather be there. Huh. Assassin's expression, which has been cool throughout, clouds up. Castor must have been satisfied to see that as her glossy lips smile.
そう。私たちの勝利は揺るがないのだから、先に商品を受け取りに行くの。新しい陣地と聖杯。それにセイバーという駒まで揃えた。これなら乗り気でない私のマスターも、私の方針に異論は挟めないでしょ。
He didn't seem that reluctant. Huh. That is true. No matter how much Castor's master, Soichiro Kazuki, wants to stay silent, he will have no choice but to fight if the conditions line up so perfectly. But what is more certain than that is...
つまらない戦いはおしまい。聖杯さえ手に入れれば、恐れるものは何もない。
Sure.
そう。誰であろうと、私を阻むことはできなくなるので
There's
すから。
still a certain golden archer that could turn all of this up on its head. Her loud laughter soils the night. The purple mage expresses her victory proudly. The swordsman with the long sword gives her a side glance and looks up at the sky. A time is near. No matter what the result may be, there are only 5 days remaining. Even though the number of days are unlikely to be used up, the swordsman who had survived the bloodbath felt that this would be a battle that could not be easily resolved. Holy guacamole. Interlude out. This night is never going to end. Oh my god, this night will never end. Mm-hmm. I mean, it's about to, but... And I fall. I can't even breathe properly. The wound on my shoulder is red and swollen. It hurts like crazy when I breathe. I'm unable to stay conscious. If I let my guard down, I'll fall asleep immediately. No, I'm not even sure if I am awake in the first place. It's not even clear how I made it back here from that rooftop or why I came home. My thoughts become ambiguous. The only certain thing is my beating heart. Tosaka told me not to get involved because I am powerless and don't have a reason to fight anymore. But it might be the other thing. He might finally truly have a reason to fight. But that's wrong. I knew more than anyone that I was powerless. I had a different reason for fighting. There it is. I can't just let it become a scar. Losing against others is inevitable. I'm used to getting knocked down, and I know that it's vexing that I can't reach them no matter what I do. But that is only when my opponent is someone else. Oh! I can't lose against myself. Oh, God, yes. There is no factor that would make me lose if our powers are equal. To submit to an opponent like that would be declaring that I'm wrong. My wound distorts. The blood seeps through my bandage. I hold it down with my right hand and glare at the darkness with my fading consciousness. The memory from 10 years ago, the words of the man that was my father. Even if I was wrong from the start, there is nothing wrong with the path I took. I wanted to become a hero of justice so that incident wouldn't just become a sad past. A time where everyone would be happy. I held on to the ideal where nobody would shed tears for 10 years. It doesn't matter how much my mind doesn't function. What needs to be done had been determined from the start. I didn't fight because I became a master. I decided to fight because I believed that since it was something I could do, it was something I must do. I finally remembered something that was so obvious. Yep. If I believe it is right, I will believe in this path until the very end. I can't just quit like this, and I won't let her fight by herself. For that sake, I'll sleep now. I won't let her call me a burden. I'll heal this wound in a night, and when I wake up in the morning, I'll definitely catch up to her and finally repay her for what she did that night. Oh, tying it back to the prologue. Oh, phenomenal. That's gonna be it, right? That's gotta be it. Oh my god. That was the greatest thing of all time. Save. Don't look. Come on. Wait for it. Yep. Okay. And now, let's see what February 11th's day is called. Moonlight 2. Oh my god. Well, that was the longest episode by far of Unlimited Blade Works. I don't know if it's the longest episode I've done of Fate, because I did have some really long episodes in the Fate route. That is far and away, I know without a doubt, the longest episode of Unlimited Blade Works we've done so far. And oh my god, that was so good. Oh my lord, that was incredible. I don't know what else to say. We actually got through another 2 days, too, which is awesome. But, that was unbelievable. I don't even know what to say. The date. Like, I feel like I don't want to lose sight of how great the date between Rin and Shiro Feet Saber was. That was incredible. That was so much fun. And then we come home to Castor holding Fujimura hostage, and absolute peak followed. Oh my god, all of that was just incredible. Oh my lord. Castor is quickly becoming one of my favorite characters in Fate. This is just so good. just again, consistently, just time after time, like this route, man, this route has been incredible. Again, I haven't had like I said, I'm definitely like, the Fate route emotionally hit me so hard towards the end. And that is the only thing. Like, that is basically, like, that is holding that route up, because Unlimited Blade Works has just consistently been so freaking good, and it just keeps getting better and better and better. Now, it hasn't necessarily emotionally resonated with me the same way, like, the end of the Fate route did. That is quite literally, I think, even at this point, the only thing that's holding me off from saying that Unlimited Blade Works is better than the Fate route. Because by the end, I was so emotionally moved and invested by everything in the Fate route. This has been so freaking good, though, and like, what a great villain Castor is. Oh my god, she's incredible. She's so freaking good. It's so crazy to think about, because she's such a character. She's just one of those characters that basically is irrelevant in the Fate route. So to see what an incredible villain she's been in Unlimited Blade Works has just been absolutely phenomenal. And we did get a confirmation that Archer, to some extent, knew Saber, albeit seemingly wasn't very close to her. So who knows what that necessarily implies about him, but yeah, that was a cool little reveal. But yeah, no, the whole Castor thing was just absolutely phenomenal. Like, that whole scene, Castor bringing up Emiya's past from a decade ago, and just all of that stuff, and him having to fight through that, and Saber getting hit by the, oh my god, I've actually forgotten the name. Oh, it has a stupid name, too. The Castor's Noble Phantasm. Like I said, so much happened, and like I said, I obviously haven't reviewed this episode or anything, but Saber getting hit by Castor's Noble Phantasm and becoming under her control. Obviously, Saber's willpower and her A-level magic resistance letting her fight it as much as possible, but Saber ends up stabbing Shiro at the command of Castor, and like, all that is crazy. And I mean, just that whole thing, and then Tosaka saving Saber and all that. We get multiple interludes. We get a Rin and Archer interlude, and then we get a freaking Assassin and Castor interlude. I mean, just, there was so much absolute greatness in this episode. And obviously it was a long episode because we had a short-ish day, and then we had a pretty long day to follow it, or at least it felt like it, with all the crazy drama happening. Getting the date in the front half, and then all that crazy action afterwards was just absolutely incredible. But, I mean, this episode was absolutely incredible, and I'm not going to split this up into 2 episodes. You guys are going to get this fat, juicy episode, what in all likelihood will be the longest episode of Unlimited Blade Works. I don't know if this is my longest episode of Fate overall, because I know there were some really long ones. But this is definitely, almost certainly, going to be the longest episode of Unlimited Blade Works, so I hope you guys enjoyed the chunky episode that you guys got. I wasn't necessarily planning for it to be anywhere near this long, but that was just how it worked out. It was just so good and so engaging. I was so locked in. I was like, no, I'm in this shit. Like, we're going for it, and that's what we did. And it was absolutely incredible. Oh my god, this game is so good. This game is so good. I thought the Fate route was an incredible story, but Jesus Christ, Unlimited Blade Works is killing me. This is just amazing. And like, Shiro is not out of the fight. He's still planning to continue. I'm so curious to see how they approach that moving forward, now that Saber is, at least for now, under Castor's control. Castor has been absolutely cooking in this route, though. She has been killing it. She has been the primary antagonist, and she just keeps on cooking, and obviously Archer and Rin are doing their thing, and I'm so curious, like I said. And then there's all these other elements, like we have Shinji. Like, even if we eventually defeat Castor, there's still Ilya and Berserker, there's still Shinji and Golden Archer, and like all this other stuff that's like so interesting. And it's like, I'm just so curious how all of this is going to play out, because it's been so heavily focused on Castor for a while now. I feel like we're in the Castor arc of this route, but again, there's still more at play here. It's not like it's just casters. So I'm so curious to see how this route continues to evolve and adapt over time and where they take this, because I mean, I don't assume Shiro's gonna get Saber back or anything, because he is literally out of the fight, but that doesn't mean that he couldn't, in theory, fight. Obviously, this is, in theory, Rin's battle to win now. But, man, I don't know, man. This is crazy. This is psychotic. This is so good. This has been so good. But, yeah, I was feeling so good. I was chilling. Like I said, I've been on like weird sleep schedules and stuff, but I was super into this, and I was going through this episode, and for most of this episode I wasn't even feeling tired or anything, but there was so much content in this episode, and it was a long episode, that here I am at the end, I actually do feel a little worn out. So I'm excited to finally be done with this extra long episode of Fate Stay Night. But I hope you guys enjoyed this so much. Oh my god, this was probably my favorite episode. I feel like I keep saying that damn near every episode. I'm saying this is my new favorite episode of Unlimited Blade Works, but they just keep topping it. Oh my god, this is incredible. What a brilliant visual novel. I mean, this is so much fun. I hope you guys, I really do hope you guys are enjoying this as much as I am, or half as much as I am, because if you're enjoying my reactions to Fate Stay Night, I guarantee you, you're having a blast if you're enjoying my playthrough of this game anywhere near as much as I'm enjoying this game itself. So, yeah, I mean, this is phenomenal. But, yeah, I don't know what else to say. Like, Castor's goated. Castor is a top 5 character, I think, for me now. Though, I don't know, Kirei's so good, too. Oh, I don't even want to get into that. There's so many good characters in this. Unsurprisingly. But, yeah, anyways, Rushbird channel, Patreon's down below in the description. I don't even know. I don't even know what to say. I feel like I'm gonna die. But, without any further ado, it's time for me to bid you adieu. Flamin' Shark signing out. Hope you have a wonderful, fantastical day. And I'll see you next time with another video. Thanks for watching. Peace.